Yeah, I wanted to get you on here because Jason shot me a message that said you sent. Let me read it. You closed a tow truck guy, and you sent him one lead, and he found you on Google and begged you to be his guy to dominate the area. Your stuff works. Has given me more courage to land deals. And the reason why I got all excited was because you and I had a conversation on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of just talk about that, you know, the courage and confidence and doing all that stuff. So I want to talk about that because it's important. So tell me a little bit about, you know, what you've done before getting into our program. You don't need to mention any like program names. You could just say the program.
Yeah. Well, I did a few other programs with regard to, you know, lead generation and other stuff, building websites and all that. And that's great. But the problem behind that is, you know, the process that you talk about that I actually incorporated in my sales pitch with everybody from now on is the difference is leads now or leads later. You know, when do you want your phone to ring? You want your phone to ring now or do you want your phone to ring in 3 months? Because I can guarantee each, and we can do a package for both, but, you know, the business owners, they want them to have their phone ring now. And so, I talked with you and Jason, and I've been talking about, you know, which niches have the quickest ROI, you know, something that I can get money in now and then reinvest it into the program for later on and more stuff. And, you know, you guys mentioned tow trucks and yoga and all these other ones that, you know, they really have a quick turnover. And so that's what I did. And what I actually ended up doing is I just built out the click funnel, just like followed all the instructions you did, and set it up. And, you know, it took 24 hours for everything to clear up and get moving. And then when it did, I sent it to one tow truck guy, and, you know, the guy ended up just kind of being a jerk. And so I was like, okay, I did a little bit better due diligence and trying to find somebody that looked like had quality in their work. And then that's the guy that I sent it to, and he's new to my area. He actually moved here from Florida. And, I sent him one lead in the morning. Right. And then by that afternoon, he called me up on his phone, and he's like, is this Ben Walker? Do you like sell leads? What are you doing? And I pitched him right there on the phone, and I said, yeah, I'm actually looking to give exclusive leads to people in this area. And I'm looking for somebody who's interested in growing their business. And he's like, awesome. When can we meet? So he's like, can you meet now? He's like, I'm half an hour away from this restaurant. Let's meet. Let's do business. And so, yeah, I met with him, closed the deal. You know, he's starting out right now, so it's not, you know, $500 a month, but, you know, he's covering the ad spend plus, you know, a little bit to cover my costs. And, you know, as things grow, he's like, no, I want you the whole way. He's like, I want to dominate this area, and if you can take me there, you know. And, you know, he's really excited about it. And after I closed the deal, I talked to him. I was like, so, do you know anybody else who's got your kind of business drive? And he's like, well, I know a couple people off the top of my head because he just moved to the area. But he said, you know what? I know somebody in Florida who does towing. And he called that guy while we were at the table and was like, you need to do business with this guy. He gave me his number. He gave that guy my number. And so hopefully within the next 2 days, you know, I'll be able to close a deal with the tow truck in Florida. So it worked out really well.
Awesome. Yeah, man. You know, it's so funny because that's one of the things like that I drill into people's heads is that value first. It just makes it a conversation instead of a sales pitch, right?
Right.
And
yeah, absolutely.
And before this, what did you used to do? It was just like, give me a little bit about your process of landing a client and what you would do before.
Yeah, well, the hard thing before is that obviously building a website, getting it to rank and everything, you have a huge waiting period before you can get a return even on my investment. Right. And so I would build a website and, you know, it's not generating leads yet. So I would go out and try to pitch a few people, show them the website I have. And they're like, yeah, but it's not making my phone ring right now. So how do I know you know what you're talking about?
Right.
And so with this process, you know, the guy, he checked out the funnel that you helped me set up through your process. And he's like, dang, man, you know what you're talking about. Look at all this. The quality is great, what you're able to do. I'm like, you know, he doesn't know in the back of my brain. I'm like, yeah, well, it was James and Jason. But, yeah, I'll take the credit for that because they said I could.
Yeah.
And well, so, you know, it's not that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. It's just the quality and everything he's talking about. I was like, yeah, I was just, you know, follow the instructions. And, you know, he was very impressed with everything I was able to accomplish. But yeah, for example, like the week before I came into your program, I had like went out all week because I had the week off, and I tried to sell everyone that I could find, all my warm leads and everybody.
Right.
And everybody was like, oh yeah, man, I'll think about it, or they're interested, but they don't want to buy in now because I'm not making their phone ring now. And so with this, you know, I was able, I took literally like 2-3 hours, you know, because I'm not completely proficient at ClickFunnels yet. I know you could probably pump it out in 15 minutes, but
right.
you know, 2-3 hours, set it all up, and then set up the AdWords and everything. And then, you know, in less than 8 hours, it was generating, you know, phone calls. So, you know, that's what the business owner wants.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, you've gone through the process that we teach. You did a little bit of the training, and now I want to know about your confidence, because that's what we discussed in our messages here, the kind of the confidence that you can bring. So I want to know, how do you feel now?
Oh yeah, I feel great. I mean, I feel great as far as the sales end, but also, and this is actually the first time I have been able to deliver leads before, and it is so much easier. It's completely different than trying to sell cold without giving any results beforehand. I mean, I just had to go in there, answer a few questions. He said, how much do you want? And then, you know, sign the contract, the end. Whereas on the other side, you know, what I was doing before, I had to basically try to convince them, even my warm leads, why this is the way they need to go.
Yeah.
But since I provided the results, I made their phone ring, I don't have to convince anything. They know that it works. So that in itself is the process that I'm going to be using from now on. I'm going to stop beating my head against the bricks and just set up the funnels and send them the leads, and then call them and say, hey, do you want to do this more often? Right. All right, let's work out a partnership or something.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I guess my last question would be for anybody who's looking at this for themselves, maybe who have been, they've learned SEO and that's how they're trying to land clients. What would you say to them?
I would say follow the instructions. I mean, I'm not like saying anything right? Revelational, right? I'm not. It's a franchise. I mean, if they're into sales and all that stuff, fine. But if they set up the dang funnel and just make the phone ring a couple times, that is the amount of trust that you've endowed in them immediately it just makes everything so much simpler. I mean, I consider myself outgoing and I'm pretty good at selling products, but what this program has been able to allow me to do as far as closing deals and bringing my confidence up to be able to say, no, I can do this, but here's the difference. Results now or results later. Right. Bring the phone now or later. You know, the simple way that your program is able to help, I don't know, explain it in a way that the business owner wants the results, then, I mean, it makes it so much easier.
Sure. And that's a cool thing too, is that you can now land them on the front end for the leads now, right? You do your paid traffic, and then you get them on the back end for the SEO, and he'll never bother you. He'll never call you and be like, dude, what are my rankings, or how much long is it going to take? Because as long as he's making money, he's not going to care. So
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. He called me up today and he was ecstatic. He's like, yeah, I want you to build out a website for me. I want that investment that's going to take, 3 months or whatever. But, until that happens, I'm so happy that you got the phone ringing. And, he was even telling me, in my area for this time of the year, how slow everything is, but I've made his phone ring 5 times already today. And, the day's not over yet.
Dude, that's sick. I love it. Dude, honestly, the best thing about what Jason and I do, we have our own agency, and it's cool because you have, your businesses get excited about all the leads that we generate. But it's with people like you that, over the last, I don't know, how long have you been in this business?
I have been going through this for over a year. Okay. I've been, and yeah, it's been slow, and the results in advance has been a hard thing because being able to invest that money initially, I don't have all that much money. And I was like, okay, I got to wait for a little bit. And once everybody starts getting the results in my area, then the leads will trickle and it'll snowball and whatever. But with this process, it's just like what everybody has been talking about. It's like, add a little gasoline to that and make it start quicker, make the ball roll quicker. And so, it's not that what I was doing before was wrong or whatever. No. It's just that this makes it work faster. Right. And that's exactly what I've been looking forward to. And it's working exactly like it has been saying. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I appreciate your time, man. And I want to keep hearing about it and post that stuff in the group and just, let's light some fires, man. And I'd like to see you, let's see, what is it, the 20? I'd like to give you 60 days. You should have 5 new clients in 60 days. If you continue.
That's a good goal, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to check back with you in 60 days.
All right. 5 clients, 60 days. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Ben, I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for spending it with me.
All right. Take care.
All right, man. Peace.
I am a designer by trade. I've been a UI designer and creative director in the corporate world for a good many years now. I used to actually run my own business, and then about 5 years ago, went into the corporate world, startup corporate, did that for a while, got tired of that, and last year resigned. And just took a couple months off. But I knew when I resigned, I was not interested in going back. And I was looking at going back to building my own business again. Mm-hmm. But I really was looking for something that I could scale, something that would give me some residual, because there's things I really want to work on in the design world that aren't going to pay the bills, right, and need a little capital to get going. So I was kind of looking for something that would give me that residual income and allow me to scale. So kind of did a lot of traveling last year. Just was kind of researching and exploring. I joined a couple courses, couple training back in August, September last year. Okay. And went through all that training, started doing some stuff. I actually, just as a test, did a few sites for a few friends who have businesses, and that worked out fine. Mm-hmm. But still was looking for something that was, a little bit faster. Yeah. Faster. And also a little bit easier to scale. Yeah. Because what I was finding is that anything that brought in big money, with SEO, takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of competition. Especially like if I was getting into this a couple years back, it might have been a different story. And honestly, I kind of kicked myself in the butt because years ago, when I was just starting out, I had a web design business, and I used to be that designer developer guy that hired an SEO guy and brought him in to do the residual shit after I got my initial, contract paid. And just in retrospect, I'm just like, why the hell did I do that? I could have been in a different place right now if I was thinking. Anyway, so I started kind of, honestly, I've gotten into a lot of training courses through Facebook ads because when I got into JK, when I got into other things and started clicking on things, and then Facebook's advertising more, related people, related programs to me. And so I've been in different things that are a little bit more lead gen, like sales related, that has taught me a lot of sales side of things and cold calling, which is not exactly, my cup of tea as a designer, but it's kind of helped me a lot in that area. And then I've done, more SEO and then marketing. So everything's kind of led to this point. But a few weeks ago, it's been 2 weeks now, I guess. 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks yesterday, that just happened to hop on the JK, call. And I try to get on them, but it's not every week that I get on them. Just so happened that you and Jason were presenting, and I was like, holy shit, this is what I've been looking for. Yeah. Because I've been dabbling with AdWords, and I've been dabbling with Facebook ads, but I hadn't quite connected all the pieces of the puzzle. And I knew that there was something in there that I was missing, but if I could get it to work, that's, instantly you can start generating leads instantly if it start working. So when I saw your guys' program, like I didn't even, as soon as you guys put the link up, like I don't remember at what point, as soon as you guys put the link up, I clicked through and bought the entire package, like no questions asked.
We appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, and it's been exceptional. Like I said, I'm 2 weeks in. And I have 3 clients at this point. Awesome. All new clients, just as a result of being in this program. And I know so much more because of the way, kudos to you guys. You guys have done an excellent job of breaking down the process, making it very simple. And honestly, there's a lot of advanced stuff, to learn beyond that. But as far as like all the basic building blocks and getting me going, and kind of filling in the gaps that I was having a hard time figuring out. I mean, you guys just laid it all out. just laid it all out. And it was honestly, so far, I'm only 2 weeks in, and I see, and I've only tapped into 2 funnels, only 2 niches, and you guys keep adding shit. Like I was like, every time I pop on the Facebook group, you guys are like, "Oh, we added this," and I'm like, I can't keep up.
Right? Yeah.
Extra value. But I've decided one thing I haven't done well in the past is, I've done too much testing and gone a little too broad with the different niches. So I'm trying to stay very focused. So one of the niches I'm just sticking to is mortgages. So loan officers. What I've done is I've created a funnel that gets me loan officers, and I have a call with them, sign them up, and then I start getting them those leads.
Awesome.
And that's worked. That's worked great so far. I've gotten my customers that way. The 3 customers I have so far exactly through all that automation, and I hope to perfect and automate and optimize that further. And I mean, it's really not that much work now that I got it set up.
Yeah.
It'll grow on its own. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And one of the things that I think that we are really, really concentrating on now, well, I mean, it's been a crazy 2 weeks. And when that...
I can only imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So when that slows down, and then we had another webinar last night, which we got a lot of people jump into the free account, just want to get a feeling of it.
Right.
But one of the things that we're doing is we're working on client acquisition for every single one of the funnels. So like you said, like the mortgage one, we have that client acquisition funnel.
Yeah.
You plug and play. Of course, look, this is, and again, for anybody who might be watching this at some point, now, tomorrow, a year from now, this is not a get rich quick anything, right?
No.
You seem like the type of guy who literally grabs something and takes action on. It doesn't matter what you buy. Am I right about that?
Yeah. I've everything I've bought, I've gone through. But honestly, the difference that I've seen with this is that there was still a piece missing with everything I've done before. With this, I have no problem with hard work, but it's like seeing my way through the trees is not always crystal clear. And so far, it's been crystal clear. Like I've never had a question. And then I'm sure you guys have been busy because like the amount of attention you've given me, and you guys have how many people in the group now, and how much help you guys have given. It's been, I mean, it's paid for itself already, honestly.
Sure.
2 weeks in. So yeah.
2 weeks in, it's paid for itself. That's all. And you've utilized 2 funnels, you said, right? The mortgage one and what else?
Yeah. So the mortgage one. And then I've also been working on the HVAC.
Cool.
And I haven't done my custom. These new guys are all loan officers. The HVAC one I just was dabbling with. So one of my buddies has an HVAC company back home, and I built an SEO site out for him. So I figured I'd also test the funnel out for him, and it's been working for him too. Yeah.
Perfect. And one of the things that Jason and I have discussed is, I mean, we it's so funny because we have thought about this to the point of where we wanted to make it so easy that we decided like, all right, we were going to like split the videos. And then we were like, you know what? Some people are going to watch like half the videos with you, half the videos with me. If we just stick with so I said, Jason, you do all the videos so the style is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to try to make this as easy as possible for everybody to follow. And I hope that we've delivered on that. And it sounds like we have.
It has. I never have questions or gaps when going through the videos. I mean, as a result of building this stuff, sometimes, I'll have more advanced questions, but, I just go to the group for that.
Absolutely.
But I've never gone through it. And that's the thing you find because there's no one like regulating or monitoring the quality of any of this stuff online, Mm-hmm. So like sometimes I've had surprises, sometimes I've been pleasant, negative surprises. Sometimes I've been pleasantly surprised, but like I said, your guys' program, I'm 2 weeks in, and by far like has been most complete, simplest to follow. Yeah,
appreciate that. And I guess I'm getting to the last question, so I don't want to hold you up any longer. So
good.
Give me life like before, life like now.
And again, I think I'm just scratching the surface. So, my answer to this will evolve and probably get bigger. Give me, we talk another month from now. But 2 weeks in, like, I just see the potential to accelerate everything I've been doing. Perfect. And to scale it much faster. So now, instead of the end of the year getting to the goals I'm wanting to get, I'm looking at the summer. So I can kind of put what I'm doing on autopilot and work on the project I really want to work on.
Right.
That's not going to pay the bills, but this
Sure.
is going to fund it.
Sure.
So that's the difference, and that's huge. So
awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, number one. And number two, you got to get, every time you have some sort of win, get it in the group. Let's encourage everybody. Yeah. And third, we want to get you to 5 figures a month. So you may already be there, but I'm talking about new 5 figures using our strategies. Yeah. And when you're there, let us know. We got something special for the first person who gets there. All awesome. Right? Awesome. Well, I'm in trials with all these guys right now. So hopefully they convert. To something more. Yeah. What is it? 4 at 15? No, 6 at $1,500, right? I think 6, 7. Yeah, six clients. That's it at $1,500 a month. Get you to 10 grand a month. Right. Doesn't take much. You see this whiteboard back here? I do see it. Got my math back there. Yeah, I mean, this is my game plan's back there. Yeah, awesome. And I was figuring that up just the other day, and it's very, very attainable. And like I said, at a scale and speed that I thought I could get there eventually, but it wasn't going to be, in a few months. So. Perfect, man. Listen, I appreciate your time. Good luck with everything. Cool. Get in the group, ask questions. We're here to help. And congratulations on just 2 weeks in. Already landed 3 loan officers on trials. And I have a feeling all 3 of them are going to turn into monthlies. So awesome. Thanks, man. All right, appreciate it. All right. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to go through the and I got some of it, by the way, but you before you touched on the fact of confidence. So just hit on the confidence real quick, because I screwed this up and I didn't hit record, but about the confidence and the fact that you had a job, full-time job, you're a physician's assistant, you work, I don't know, how many hours a week do you work?
Like maybe 60 or 70 hours
60 or 70 hours a week. And so time is of the essence. So the vault, I want to get into that real quick. The vault, what kind of time that's going to save you, and you can kind of go into that.
Yeah, sure. So, when I watched the webinar, I thought that this was very, a real intriguing kind of thing. Working full time, it's hard to sort of, take on another client, because I knew in the back of my mind, it was like, now I have to build, another website, or I have to make another funnel, or I have to do Facebook ad research. Having access to the vault basically takes all that out of the equation, and it's literally like plug and play. So when in the back of my mind, I see a potential client, and where I would normally be like, that extra client would be awesome. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, well, wait, like that means I have to sort of, put time towards this. And it's just like, how much do I need to charge them in order for it to be worthwhile? But with the vault, it's just like I said, it's just, you could just talk to them and be like, listen, I have this funnel. It's done. This is a proven Facebook ad. Let's do it. And you just, like I said, you just sign them up and you're rocking.
Yeah. It's so funny. I used to, like getting clients was a burden. Like that's what it felt like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like you spend all this time learning all this stuff. When you put it into action and you actually take the action, it's like, oh crap. Like I'm going to get a client. And then you're like, but like now I gotta work. Like I gotta figure this stuff out.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like it, like that gratification that as soon as you get that client to sign up, it's like, oh, this is an awesome feeling. And then the next day, it's like, oh no, I have lots to do now. But yeah, that definitely eases that burden, having access to these funnels that are already done for you.
Right.
I already see value. Even though, so I got the agency package, and even though I don't
less than 24 hours, right? Like 11 o'clock last night.
Literally. So it's like 9:45 now. I got it at like 11 o'clock last night. And I went with the agency package. There are a bunch of different funnels that I really don't have anybody for, but already like maybe like 5 of them or 6 of them I'm going to reach out to people who I either talked to in the past,
right,
who were thinking about it. And, I literally just got an email from an HVAC guy. And I was like, I just said, listen, I have a really cool funnel. I talked to a roofer today from, I think he was from like Arizona or something.
Mm-hmm.
He wants more information. A chiropractor from New Jersey wants more information. So I have a bunch of people to follow up with tomorrow. But, that would normally be very stressful for me because thinking to myself, how am I going to find time to do all this? But literally it's only a couple changes on the funnels and you're good to go. And, it's like one and done basically.
Yep.
But yeah, I ended up just, I had a gym client who, I was just telling you about, I didn't have him. He was wavering back and forth. He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. But like, I hit him with a pretty stern text message. I was like, listen, I just went through some Facebook ad training, there's a proven funnel, that definitely, it's geared towards fitness and gyms. And, he came back and he's like, well, what's a funnel? So
yeah,
all right, great. So I explained it to him and I told him all the steps. He's like, all right, sign me up. I'm in. So literally,
awesome.
it's not 24 hours yet. And I have a gym client paying me for this funnel that's done already. So,
Yeah. So it's interesting because now you would never, like you said, you kind of like wavering before you got into the vault. And it's like, dude, I got something for you. Like, let's just go ahead and just implement it. Where before it's like, how am I going to, I got to figure out how to build it, what to build, where to run it, how to run it.
Research.
How to run it. I don't know if you've even had time to go through the trainings. Have you even had time to go through?
No, I just knew that there was a gym funnel there. And I'm like, I know that this is awesome. I watched the first video where you're talking about like the conversion. And I was like, listen, this gym funnel converts like 20 or 30%. And, I like hit them with a couple bullet points and that's all it took. Like literally like, just knowing that there's one there, it's just like, all right, I'll offer it, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And you got like 18 other ones or 17 other ones that, and to be honest with you, we're not kind of saying like, oh, you should go after all 17 of them. Like, dude, just chip away, man. I mean, if you got one in each niche, dude, that's like 25 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand a month.
Right.
One in each of those niches in the agency.
Right. And here's another thing that I'm realizing too, like in the 23 hours that I got the program, I'm really conscientious about the leads that I give or the leads that I get for clients, especially if they're high paying clients. And some of the websites that are taking a lot longer, like the SEO clients, I personally feel bad that, I'm charging them all this money and just because of the nature of SEO, it's taken a while. So literally this is a way that you can sort of, set them up with something that'll give them, immediate results while you're waiting for your SEO to kick in. So it's definitely.
If I had a bell here, I would be ringing the bell. So that's exactly, dude. It's so funny because the last 7 or 8 months, Jason and I have been trying to figure out like what kind of cool name can we come up with. We used to always talk about leads now, leads later. Like we don't know what else to call it. So it's like implementing the paid funnel agency, like the package you bought, right? Implement that stuff first. Get them immediate results, and then they don't care that they're paying you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month because they're getting either breaking even or getting an ROI based on the paid traffic.
Right.
And so now you could even increase your prices. You can be confident and not worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this becomes hands off where you can just now outsource everything and the SEO portion, and now the like the vault stuff, the funnels and stuff. Once you get that stuff up and running, dude, it's just up and running. You peek at it once, twice a week, and you let it run.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Definitely. So under 24 hours, you purchase the vault. In my opinion, why I think that happened was it gave you the confidence to now just go after the ones that you were kind of like, oh, I'm not sure yet. right?
Say that just because of time, just for time purposes.
Exactly. So now you're going to get this thing up and running, get him some leads, and I'll want to hear back from you.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I hope this thing recorded.
Yeah, me too. The button's lit up there, so I think you're good. Gotta start somewhere.
Exactly. All right, dude. We'll talk.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. Congrats, dude.
Thank you.
All right. Record the button. All right, cool. I know I only got like 8 minutes here, so.
Yeah, just until I have a noon meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. I mean, to be honest with you, I only need 5 minutes.
Okay.
What I want to do is, I'm just making my screen bigger now that I'm recording this. I want to use this as some motivation for people who are in the vault. They've come in, maybe they're not taking as much action as they should, and this kind of stuff, it motivates people to do it. So what I want to do is really quick, you can give me your first name, give me just a quick rundown of what you've done before. You don't have to name any other programs. Tell me what you've done before, about when you got into the vault, and what it's helped you with.
Sure. I actually don't remember when I got into the vault. Maybe, okay, anyway, so.
6 weeks, I think, maybe.
6 weeks? Okay. Oh, no, I think I already did the 3 payments. So it's probably about 3 months.
3 months, okay.
So anyway, my name's Diana Martini. I joined the vault maybe 3 months ago or so. Mm-hmm. And I did some SEO before, and I also did, so I did SEO and not really much ads for clients. But since I joined the group, I had so much support from Jason. It's been great. And through everyone in the group. And I just found it so easy to follow, especially the client getting stuff, because I found the previous group I was in, there wasn't really much of that, or there were things, but it wasn't easy to follow.
Cool. And so I know that you talked about your job recently, that you wanted to leave, but you had some things you couldn't leave. So you're saying that you're on the verge of taking a break maybe for a year?
Yeah. I just talked to my boss 10 minutes ago.
And now you're in here doing a call.
Yeah. And then he's just going to work it out. And I told him, I want to be fair to the company, right? So I said 2 weeks. I'll stay for another 2 weeks to train somebody. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like it's good to go.
Cool. And what do you do? What do you do?
I work for a software company, and I'm a business analyst, which is sort of managing the scope of software, which actually does help within this business.
Business, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so, have you? How many clients do you have? What do you foresee in the future of what you can do here?
Well, since in 2 weeks, I plan to really explode with real estate realtors, and I want to try loan officers, because I know I just really like those niches. And so yeah, in terms of clients, so mixed with SEO and ads, or what would you say? Yeah, I mean, in total,
you could split it.
Okay, so I have one, an electrician. I have this home designer guy. I have one realtor. I have a pool cleaner. So 4 or 5.
So you've been in for a couple months, and you have 4 full-time job, part-time.
Yes.
You've been doing this on the side. You've gotten about 4 or 5 clients, which I'm assuming is a couple thousand a month, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month.
It's not that much yet, really.
Not that much.
So from the realtor, I get $500 a month.
Okay.
From the pool cleaner, I get about, I would say, $300.
Okay.
The electrician is $600. Yeah, but the awesome thing is I'm a Canadian, right? And a lot of those are American businesses, and awesome. Or because of our exchange rate is times 1.3. So Canadian dollars, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think about that. And it's interesting because, I noticed your accent. I was going to ask you where you're from, but I knew where you were from.
All right.
Yeah. And so that's awesome. So the cool thing is, if you really think about it, so let's say you're at $1,500 a month. I mean, if you walked through that door behind you and asked your boss for $1,500 a month raise, would he ever give it to you?
No.
Exactly. So and for people who are watching this, you don't have to go out and quit your job. That could be your goal, but I think that a lot of people also need to understand. I mean, $1,500 extra bucks a month is your mortgage payment. It's depends what you love in life. It's taking your kids on vacation, and I hope that you could turn that $1,500 into $10,000, $20,000. It seems like you can.
Yes, I know. I mean, the funnels are so great. Like, I'm so impressed. It's so easy to follow, like foolproof. And yeah, you can just, I can just see like 2 weeks from now, it's just going to explode.
Awesome. And if for somebody who's new coming in, what would be one piece of advice that you would give somebody that would come in new to the vault?
Well, I think Frank put it really well in one of the other posts. Just look at the client getting sections first, like before you look at anything else. Yeah. Just look at that, get that mentality in your head.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, because actually I found the problem with, so I was in JK before.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is they start building, well, I was in the earlier version. So they start building out the site and you don't actually look at how to get those clients. And that always bugged me about that program. Because I'm not a natural, like I don't have a sales background. So that part was really the part where I had to learn really quickly.
Sure, that's the hardest part. Yeah.
That took a lot of training for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, so definitely focus on getting clients.
And the getting clients thing is the cool too. And I'm the same way. Is when you run that, those people are reaching out to you, so it's such an easier sell. I hate to use that word sell, but I mean, that's what it is. It's an easier sell when they're reaching out to you rather than you like cold calling them. But
yes,
it sounds amazing. And I appreciate your time, and people are going to be motivated from this, as simple as it was in 7 minutes that it was, or whatever it is we're at now. But cool. So I'm going to check back with you in a month.
Yeah, great.
And
at least something to work toward.
Exactly. And keep posting stuff in the group. You do a great job of that. I appreciate that. Because it's all about motivation for the people in the group, and you help a lot of people when you do that. So I appreciate that. And is there anything else you got left to say?
Do you guys need help with anything?
Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, with any new funnels or running anything new?
Yeah, possibly. We may need somebody kind of in the group also to kind of regulate it, watch it. If you like to do, I don't know what you like to do, maybe help build funnels and stuff like that. Possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll keep you in mind.
Keep you in mind, please.
All right, awesome.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, cool. So I know that you post a lot, right? You post your wins, you post what's going on, and I appreciate that. So so much stuff is going on. So give me like a 3-minute like commercial on when you came in, where you came from, what you did before, and kind of where you are now.
All right. Yeah. So we got involved with you when you guys first launched your program. So in your first offering.
Yeah, in March, I think.
Yeah. So it's me and my buddy. We work together on this. He's actually here with me right now. But we got in on the first offering there. I'm an electrician.
Who, by the way? Who's your buddy?
Oh, he's right here. Ryan. This is. How we doing?
What's up, man? What's your last name?
Cumberland.
Cumberland. Okay. Just so I could piece it together. I'll cut that out, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So we got in on then. I'm an electrician by trade. I still do that full time.
Cool.
He works for. He rents car. He's a manager of a branch. He's in car rental. He's in car rentals. So we're pretty busy people as it is, So it has been a process that hasn't moved as fast as we'd like, just because our time is very limited, but it's a process that's moving forward, which is very encouraging. Because we've been, me personally, I've been a part of a lot of groups. I've gone to a lot of programs, and they tend to stall out pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
You get excited about them. You're gun-ho, and you start doing things, and then you don't see the results you want to see, and you kind of just give up on it because you're not. It's hard to put time into something you don't see results right away.
Exactly.
But with this program, it's been completely different because I feel like the little time that I have been able to put into it, I've seen results. And I feel it's very, it's results that the small results that I've seen are directly proportional to the time I put into it.
Cool.
Which makes me feel good that once I can put more time into it, as I build it up and I can commit more time and, get out of what I'm doing. And I feel like we can then really kind of explode it and turn it into what we really want it to be. But it's really been a great process, kind of honing, because I played with AdWords a little bit, but never been amazing at it. But I do understand how it works. I understand the idea behind a lot of this stuff, but it's been great to really become a practitioner of all this and really understand to see what works and what doesn't.
Sure.
To be part of a group where people are so willing to share the information and everybody's so helpful. And you're right, I do post a lot because I understand that I understand better than most people. So I try to share that knowledge. And I try to help out where I can. I know you guys are busy, so if I can help out, I do.
Awesome.
And yeah, I mean, that's really where we're at right now. We're just working on getting to that number that we need to get out of our jobs.
Yeah.
And when we do that, you guys will be the first ones to know about it. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. We're moving forward. We're making one of the biggest things I want to talk about is the group, because we're making like very strategic connections in this group that are going to allow us to move faster now because of the partnerships we're creating, the ability to network, and people need help in this area, but can't, and it's crazy because this is all happening outside of the group. We met on the group, but then it's kind of all happening behind the scenes.
Right.
And it's awesome. And so I'm really excited about that. It's really helped us. And it's moving forward. You're going to see, I think, a lot more out of us because of that.
Cool. And so, I mean, I know that this is kind of like a side gig for you. So, but have you landed any clients?
Yeah. We have a realtor that's on retainer.
Cool.
We have a plumber that's on retainer. We have a photographer. So we're growing steadily. We're growing. We're increasing our monthly revenue right now, which is, we've made back our money that we put into the program.
Good.
To buy it already. So at that point, it's a win already.
Right. Doesn't happen often, right? When you buy stuff.
And that's the thing is, like, sometimes it takes so long to recuperate what you put into a program.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, it's only been March and we've already recouped our costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things, do you run them for yourself? You're an electrician, right?
Yeah, but I don't want a contract, man. No way. Like, not when you look at this business model and you see the profit margins compared to the profit margins in contracting, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's a high capital investment, and there's a lot of overhead, a lot of risk.
Yeah. And
then when I have this kind of business model that says there's low risk, low overhead capital, and I can make the profit margins, I'm putting all my time, energy, or as much as I can into this right now. This is where I want to be. I don't want contracting is great for some people, but it's not for me.
And so what would be your number one piece of advice for somebody new who's coming in?
Number one piece of advice: don't get lost in the training, because there's so much to learn.
Right.
You can become an AdWords expert and not have one client.
Right.
And really, what good does it do you to be a AdWords or Facebook expert, a guru, as you will,
sure,
and not have one client? I mean, really, it's all about getting the confidence. Learn enough to have the confidence to get a client. That's all you need, to be able to speak the lingo, to understand really how a business operates and why we're so valuable to a business.
Right.
I think if more people understood that, they would see why we're so valuable. If they understood what the lifetime value of customers were, how much businesses are paying to acquire. Most businesses don't even know this about their own business.
Yeah, I know.
So in what we do, we're more business consultants that monetize with marketing services.
Sure.
And I think that my biggest piece, don't get lost in the training. Learn how to get clients, and that needs to be your number one goal until you get a client. Then once you get a client, learn that funnel. And that's it. That's all you need to know. So there's a lot of funnels.
What would I don't know if you've used any, but what would you say is the number one client getting strategy?
Because of our lack of time, if we had like days free and we'd be out there, meetups and stuff like that, I totally see those being the most valuable because you can see face to face with people. But if you don't have the time, the client getting funnels, the Facebook funnels, they've been awesome. Cool. We've landed 2 of our 4 clients out of that using that. I actually landed a realtor I landed a realtor through the mortgage one because I talked with the husband that wanted to get leads for his wife, but now we're bringing him on hopefully next month to do mortgage leads for him too. So we're going to increase that customer value by doing real estate and mortgage.
And yeah. It's like a 2-for-1. You can
absolutely
you can use them for both.
And I think a big thing everyone needs to understand with those kind of things is like you need to drink your own Kool-Aid and like realize that you need to buy leads sometimes.
Sure.
And they're going to cost you. I mean, I spent $300 to acquire a $500 realtor.
Who cares?
But we're going on month 4 now. We're
so $300
for $2,000. Yeah. Absolutely. All day long. You give me those numbers all day long, I'll take them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I always say when I sometimes you see posts or see people talk about, oh wait, you know, I have to spend a little bit of my money, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you have a trial, you're really not spending your money, but everybody wants to make the money from the trial instead of just use it all to just impress the hell out of them.
Right.
Because what comes from that, you can't measure that ROI because you don't know what's going to come from that. Whether it be a referral, whether it be them for 3 years down the road, whether it be, you know, the biggest client of your life, you don't know what comes from that. So you have, in the beginning from trials, you have to do everything in your power to make them as happy as possible, even if you have to spend it all. Doesn't matter, you know?
No, absolutely. I 100% agree, because one of the big things I've taken, because I deal with a lot of the clients with our way we work together right now, because he has even less time than I do. But so I deal a lot with our clients right now, and I go above and beyond as much as I can, whether it's setting up automation for them, setting up drip campaigns for them. And I don't charge them, because my goal is to keep them, especially right now, to keep them as long as possible, to show that value of what we're really worth to them, that we're here to help them grow their business and not trying to take advantage. Because I don't know about where you're at, but we have like Yellow Pages and the Yellow Book and Verizon, you know, phone book, that they just rip people off all day long. And I want to hire some of those sales guys, to be honest with you, because they're amazing salespeople, because they get these guys that locked into year-long contracts, spending outrageous amount of money. Outrageous. And it's like, I have a product that they can't even buy because they're in a contract right now, spending $3,000 a month.
Exactly. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, we pulled one of our pain management doctors. We pulled off a company called Reach Local, which locked them into a $3,000 a month, 12-month contract, and it was so crazy. He literally they didn't generate him one phone call in a year.
Right.
Not one.
I pulled my plumber. I pulled my plumber from Dex Media, who was doing the same thing. They were paying $9,000 a month in AdWords, and they were getting like 10 calls a month. And like, as soon as I sent him a cold email, and he jumped all over it. Yeah. He's like, and they split as soon as they hired me. I mean, they ended that contract as soon as they possibly could. And he's like, man, like, just by signing you, I'm saving $10,000 a month. Plus what you're bringing me now. Yeah. It's outrageous, man.
It's awesome. So you got 4 clients, you said. So what are you bringing in a month around? Just
let's see, 2,500.
Okay. So the cool thing is that what people always forget is that 2,500 is a $30,000 a year, basically. I mean, side gig. It's like your side hustle, right? As of right now.
Oh, absolutely. Like $2,500 a month is crazy. And I don't think, I mean, I know people that own their own business, brick and mortars. You guys have done it. I mean, the profit margins we operate on are ridiculous. Like, that's $2,500 almost all to my pocket. Yeah. That's, you know, in most businesses, you're lucky if you're pulling 10 to 15% profit margin, and we're pulling like 95.
It's not. Yeah, it's funny because we just ran our P&Is for our mortgage side because we're doing something. And it was like 88%. And the accountant that was running it, they're like, what business has an 80% profit margin?
Right. I mean, because it's such a valuable service, and business are just notoriously bad at this. I mean, every time, if you talk to somebody and they tell you that Facebook ads don't work, they need your help. Right. Because they just don't know.
They don't
how
know
to work them. They boost posts. They pay for reach.
That's it.
Poorly written posts, and of course they don't work. You don't know what you're doing. You don't even have a landing. You don't have any of the necessary tools to make this even happen.
Exactly.
And this program lays out everything. I was just talking to my buddy right now with Ryan about, like, people get all bent over like getting ClickFunnels sometimes. Like, oh, it's expensive. I was like, no, it's not. The time it saves you is worth the money alone. The fact that I just had to go in and make a couple of changes instead of building out a whole new page, like, all day long. I mean, it just, it really becomes about saving time.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's, I try not to worry about that kind of stuff. I really try to focus on, like, don't worry so much about my expenses and, like, how do I grow my company? Because you follow, like, Grant Cardone and stuff like that. It's not about your expenses. It's about you have an income problem, not an expense problem.
Yeah, I always say exactly.
So it's like, okay, so what do I need to do to grow my income?
Right.
And then we can worry about the expenses later. When you try to maximize.
it's a mindset. When you think about how to cut expenses, it's such a like a low money thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, how do I make more money? You're thinking about how do I penny pinch?
Well, and you're in the mindset that like, I'm not going to make more, so I need to cut.
Exactly.
And that's never a good place to be.
Exactly. 100%. Cool, man. So look, I appreciate you spending the time. That's really all I got.
Okay.
And I think it's cool that this is a side hustle for you, because I spent years. It was always a side hustle for me.
Right. You were a principal, right?
Yeah. Vice principal.
Vice principal right now.
Yeah. So, and I think, and one of the things was I never really minded my job. You know what I mean? Like I never had the goal to leave it. My goal was always to I knew that this was a type of business that I could side hustle forever. Right. And I could still make the same amount of money as if I did it full time. That was always my mentality. And that's what was happening. But at some point, you just freedom is what you go for.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the
exactly.
freedom, right? You can't buy it. You can't put a price on that.
No, you can't. So,
and that's why I tell. Sorry about that. We're outside.
No problem.
That's why I tell a lot of people. It's not about the money. It's really about owning my own time. It's about being free to make the choice. I don't mind working hard. Right. I don't mind putting in 60, 80 hours a week. That's not my goal. Is to sit on the beach and sit my ties all day long. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I just want to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
And if I want to put 80 hours in, it's because I'm going to be rewarded for putting 80 hours in. Not because I'm on salary and I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my job.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want anybody holding anything over my head. I want the freedom to be able to make the choices for my family and my friend, to do what we need to do to have the most impact that we can have in our lives, in our friends' lives, in our families' lives, and the people around us.
Yep. Awesome.
So, it's bigger than just, making $10,000 a month.
Exactly. No, I mean, it really is, because there's nothing better than making $10,000 and then knowing that the businesses you're working with are making $50,000. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have a special place in my heart for small businesses just because I see how hard they work.
Sure. Oh yeah.
They hustle, man. They have a real struggle, and we don't fully. A lot of people don't fully, even people in our community that do what we do don't fully understand their struggle. They take it for granted sometimes. Like, listen, man, you don't understand. This guy's pinching pennies. He's trying to make things work.
That's it.
And you try to tell him that it's going to cost him this much. You have to understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have it. He needs to try to find it because he knows he needs to do something. He just doesn't know what to do.
Exactly.
And you need to help him be their friend, be their consultant. You need to help them, like, show them that you're on their side.
Exactly.
You're not trying to take from them, but you're trying to give to them.
Exactly.
And,
awesome.
You have to come from that position, I think, to really help out a small business owner and help them trust you. It's really about trust. Because once you build that trust, I mean, especially my real estate agents, they trust me, man. Like, anything I say, what do you recommend we do? Well, I think you should do this, this, and this. Okay, it's done. There's no questions about it. There's no, Frank, we love the leads you're bringing us. It's going awesome. We just need to do a better job at closing them. It's nothing on you. We just have to work on our process. That's usually how that conversation goes. It's like, we want to close more of these so we can start ramping up our marketing more. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me know anything I can do to help. Well, we need a drip campaign. I'll set it up for you. Let me set it up for you. I set it up for them, because I just build that value. They can't afford to get rid of me.
Right.
They just can't.
Listen,
they can't say no.
I mean, you have the perfect attitude to make it big, I think, because, a lot of times people care about themselves more than anybody else. So I like where you're coming from. You're coming from a good place, and I'm excited to see where you go. So have some big goals, though. Set some big goals. Make sure that you follow through with those. Stay 90% in the client getting. That's it. Right. 90% of your time. Everything else will come into play. You can always hire people for that.
Yeah. That's our biggest struggle right now, to be honest with you, James, is like, how do we find the time? Because, I get a couple calls in, like, after work, but then if I'm doing, I got to figure out how to get more calls in and more connections in, because I only have after work, really. And then Ryan, he works from 7 to 7, 8 o'clock at night when the people are, so we're limited. So that's why our process is a little slower, just because we would love to take 5 to 10 phone calls a day and just blow it up.
Yeah.
But we need to figure out whether it's bringing someone to help us to take sales calls for us. We need to. That's our challenge right now, is how do we solve this issue? So if we can solve this issue, the tech side, the campaign side, that's already done for us. That's what we bought into. that's the easy part now. It's really solving the rest of the equation that's going to really will be the key log to this whole thing. Solving that problem right there.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times when you work to 7 to 7 or whatever it might be, you don't realize how much actual time that you're not actually like working, right? I mean, you always see people, and you see it most with people who smoke cigarettes, right? You're like, Jesus Christ, how many times can you go outside? And I was a smoker, so I'll be the first one to admit it's like you smoke, you find your time to go smoke, right?
Right.
So,
no, absolutely.
So you can find that 10 minutes to and one of the things that if you run in the client and you set up like a calendar and they're booking times, you literally book 10-minute times. And what you do is their starter, you make it seem like you're so busy because you are, they'll feel it because you got to get off the phone and go back to work.
Right.
Where you're just vetting them for 10 minutes. And then if they're a good fit and they feel like they're a good fit, you try to set up another call for the night. You say, look, all the people who I talked to during the day, I only cherry pick the ones that I want to work with. And if you want to work with me, we can talk later on tonight. And then you set up another call. So you could do that too.
I like that. That's awesome because then you're, like you said, it's just a screening process now rather than, because, I've used that, the Viper sales script, and it's like, you almost have them eating out of your hand.
Right.
Like, as you walk them through this process that they need you and you expose their weaknesses in their business to show you, like, listen, you need help and I have the answer to help you, right? At the end of like, well, okay, what do we need to do now? And it just takes a while to get them through that process because you got to build that rapport, you got to build it up, you got to build, to the point where they trust you, and you can't really rush through that. So, thinking I have to do that during the work hours is really hard for me to get around. But with this process, that makes perfect sense. To be able to do like a 10-minute quick interview, say, hey, listen, we only take people that are serious.
Exactly.
And you have to talk with me later tonight if you're serious.
Oh, 100%. I used to do that. I would, because I always had the same problem. I tried to do full blown calls during the day. I'm on the phone, Michael. Yeah, they're walking around back. I used to try to do full-blown calls, but then I kept getting interrupted. So it was like, it just was killing. So I would do 10-minute vetting interviews and then push them to later on at night. That's what I did.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to try that out. Just do 10-minute increments and see if I can schedule something in.
Don't kill yourself. Do like two a day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself out and you might not be able to. So then you're going to get frustrated. So
it's frustrating because we have the ability with everything you've given us to get phone calls booked every day. With the client getting funnels. I mean, it's pretty miraculous. It's almost like it's miraculous, man. Like you turn it on and all of a sudden your calendar starts booking up.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But I have them all set up. I've used them all, but they're not on right now because I just don't have the capacity to handle all these calls that start to come in. And so I'm definitely going to try that out.
Listen, Another thing you can do is post in the group and find somebody who wants to take the calls.
Sorry, what was that?
Post in the group and find some other people who want to take calls because you don't need to split it. People will be happy for, every client you book will give you $250. You can find good salespeople on Upwork. Like you can find those guys to do it, and they'll take like $8 an hour if that. Or they'll do like $25 a call that they take. So there's so many ways you can do it around your job so then you can build up to the amount of money that you need to quit.
Okay, yeah, that's actually great because now that we kind of like, so it's crazy. We went from like $500 a month to like $2,500 a month almost overnight.
Yeah.
For the next month coming up. So now that we're going to have that kind of month, we're going to take most of that and just put it right back into the business.
Put it back in.
Whether it's trying to hire someone to help us get book calls, book sales.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely am going to look into getting someone to take calls during the day to set up to kind of pre-screen them into a night call with myself or Ryan.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's a really good idea. And we'll definitely look into Upwork because it just has to be a simple interview process. We can give them a couple of questions like, do you even have the marketing budget? Are you willing to spend money? Like, because a lot of, I've done a lot of calls, especially with photographers, where they like the idea of getting more leads, but then they're like, well, how many have you done? Well, I've only done 2 weddings and I've only, was like, if you're not a wedding photographer, like you're not. I'm sorry, because my wife's a wedding photographer. I understand, like if you're not doing 10 to 15 weddings a year, you don't have the finances to do it,
right?
And but then you'll meet those people that are very motivated and they'll find the money. But you try to work with people that have that, at least like they understand they need to spend money to then turn it into more leads. So I think that's I was dealing with that with the wedding photographers, that most of them don't charge enough, and they don't really have a budget because they're not good with their money or whatever the reason is. It doesn't matter.
No.
But but I think definitely that I'd be willing to turn that back on, knowing that we can interview them before we actually talk to them.
Yeah, remember this, and this. There's no excuse for anything, right? You can
no, there's not.
Yeah. So you can figure it out.
Problem solvers. But yeah, you just got to solve the problem, and once we solve it, it'll help our business grow that much faster.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Cool,
I like that. We're gonna look into implementing that as soon as possible.
Yeah. If you can't do it, find somebody who can, and or do those mini ones and push them to the nighttime. Because look, and this has nothing to really do with me, but I've been doing this for 7 years, and the first 5 years, I'm talking every night, like till midnight, figuring out how the hell to do this, figuring out how to make this work. I gave up and it's almost like, and it's funny because I think I may have talked about this at some conference that I went to. It's almost like there's a bigger being, right, that says you ain't going to get the goods until you put in the time. It's almost like that. But now, and so people say, well, how come somebody can come in and just kill it right from the beginning?
Because they put the time in.
You don't know what they've done before, right? They might have been in MLM and failed for 20 years, and they put in their time, and now they found something that will now give them.
It's the whole saying that they're a 15-year overnight success. They put the time in for 15 years to be an overnight success finally.
Yes.
And I feel like myself, because I've been in so many programs, I've done so many things, I've tried MLM, I've done it all.
Yeah.
Because I've always had the desire to go beyond what most people want in their life. And I feel like I finally found something in, with the local marketing vault and the smart market, all this whole group, it's something that fits me as a person and what I want to achieve. Awesome. And it feels like it's coming way more natural than anything I've ever done before.
Cool.
I don't feel like it's a struggle in the sense where I have to try to convince myself that it's a good product to sell. If I don't have to convince myself, I don't have a problem convincing somebody else now.
Right.
I'm fully convinced.
Yep.
And it's interesting how like everybody wants to be a success, everybody wants the goal. But they only want to put in a small amount of time.
They don't want to put
one thing I've learned over the past couple of years, I've really grown up in this area, is that there's no substitute for hard work. There is none whatsoever. There's no shortcut. There's no, besides playing the lottery and getting lucky and winning, there's no shortcut.
No. And
that's with anything, like I've been on this health kick for the past almost 3 months now. And I've tried all the diets, everything to try to get, where I want to go. And I just had to come to terms with it. It was just going to be hard work, and I was going to have to put the time in every day to do it. And as soon as I finally made that decision and did it, I saw the results.
Yep.
And now it encourages me to go do it more.
Yep.
And that same thing is happening with the local marketing vault. It's like, it's just going to be hard work. And I need to go in and just do it.
That's it.
And then, but then I'm grateful for this hard work because I'm not cleaning carpets. I'm not putting on roofs. I'm sitting on a computer and making phone calls.
Right.
It's taking my time, but it's not physical. It's a lot of mental. So I'm grateful for the hard work that I'm doing because I could be doing something else, trying to hustle.
I agree.
Everybody's you have to hustle. So I talk to my wife about this all the time. It's just, Matt, where are you going to focus your hustle on?
Yeah.
And this is our best opportunity to get the best returns with our hustle.
Yep.
I truly 100% believe that. Your guys' program is way undervalued. You guys, it's overvalued. You guys don't price it nearly what you could. I don't even know what you guys are charging now, but when we got in. We got it.
Not much more. Not much more.
Yeah, we got it. I believe we got it for a steal. So if you're not charging much more, then the people are still getting it for a steal because there's people doing way less than you are and charging way more than you guys are.
Yeah, I know.
And anybody that's on the fence about it, it's like they just have no idea. They just don't understand. They really don't understand the value. That's really the fact that I can click a button and this funnel is in my account, and I just made a couple edits, build a couple campaigns that are all laid out for me. I can have it done in a couple hours.
Yeah.
And eventually teach someone to do it where I just tell them, hey, this is the information, make it happen. and now I didn't have to build it now. I mean,
exactly.
It's not rocket science. It's really not, you know.
Awesome.
You know, you have to learn a little bit about it, yeah, but you know, you can't replace hard work. And
That's it, man.
I appreciate what you guys are doing, always adding value, always adding new things. The fact that we paid once and we keep getting new funnels. It's just like, man, like, is it ever going to stop?
No.
Not that I wanted to, but it's impressive.
No, it never will. So.
And, yeah, you can't, just that alone, you know, the SEO training, the outsourcing training that Jason just did just blew my mind. Like, I was like, no way, it's that easy? There's no way it's that easy.
It's that easy.
Ryan and I, we were having a meeting right now before this call. We were talking about it. He was like, so this is all we have to do to outsource this. I was like, this is all we have to do.
That's it.
I was like, dude, let's go for it. Like, there's no reason why we can't start signing more of these guys up.
Yeah, we used to turn it away because it was just too much stress and, you know, it's fine doing the actual work. So
right. It's a labor-intensive work. It's labor-intensive.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. And we found these guys, and it's been great. So it's awesome. So look, I think that you guys should be able to kill it. So I want to, you know what? What's today's date? 26th, I think. 27th. I'm going to come back to you in 60 days. I wrote down all your information. So I'm going to hold you accountable. I want to see double this in 60 days, at least 5,000.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be more than double that.
Perfect. So let's get to 10K.
Okay, 60 days.
You guys could do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So do I.
Yeah.
And I was going to my last question was I was going to ask you, who's holding the phone for you? Because
my partner.
Steady arms, you know.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work, man.
That's it, man. So I appreciate your time, buddy. I appreciate it. I mean, you gave me like 30 minutes here, so I appreciate that. And I'm excited to see what you guys do. So make sure you post your wins in the group. Any encouragement is awesome. And then when you get to your goals, make sure you let me know. All right?
Absolutely. Sounds good.
All right, man. I appreciate your time.
All right. Sounds good.
Good luck with everything, guys.
All right. Thank you.
So, I'd like to start off by just kind of give me your name and a little bit of your background. You know, like a 30-second commercial, what you've done in the past.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, my name's Jason, and I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I turned 19 4 or 5 months ago. So I just graduated high school in the spring and took a gap year. Like I got into university, took a gap year, decided I didn't want to go to university just because it wasn't the right fit for me. Because I just I felt like I wanted to not really do what everyone else is doing and that whole thing. So that's when I got involved in the whole entrepreneurial thing, doing my own thing. And I finally found it. Like, I don't need to go to university because I'm going to do this.
Right.
But it kind of was it was a hard process. The whole always keeping up with the ranking, how to rank websites and stuff was the hardest part. So I started kind of branching off into Facebook ads, by myself, kind of wasting a hell of a lot of money. I wanted to learn Facebook ads because I knew that it was so valuable actually being able to in website lead generation, you can kind of say oh, it's going to be first page of Google, so you might get 10 leads a month. But I can actually go to a mortgage broker and be oh, I will get you 20 leads. That's a guarantee.
Right.
Because I know what I'm doing. And you can measure it like that. Mm-hmm. So that's when I guess I found Smart Marketers.
Okay.
Yeah. I went into the group and unbelievably helpful. You guys were just I was throwing up questions. I don't even know if you remember. I was commenting all sorts of stuff. Oh, I need help with this. I don't know what's going on. And then it was over a PM with you that you asked me how was I actually prospecting, because I had actually gotten into kind of mortgage brokers. I was trying to work with them. I had already landed a client who I promised results to, but did not know how to deliver.
Right. Sure.
So I just kind of bluffed my way into this deal, but I came to you kind of in a panicking mode, going listen, first off, I know I want to work with mortgage brokers because their value so much. They make $2 to $3 grand per lead.
Right.
But I don't know how to do this. It was you I talked to, and you said bro, check out our webinar. And so I checked out your webinar. I am these guys are actually legit. They know they know what's up.
Right.
They're onto something. Right. I need to get into this. So obviously I couldn't afford it, but So that's when I hooked you up. I said, like, I need to know this knowledge. So, like, can you give me some of your time or something, because I need to know some of this. And completely changed my confidence that I approach, because I can actually deliver. I delivered to these people, to the mortgage brokers who I basically went a month without. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, one of the things that we're finding a lot is that not only is this like plug and play, right? So you could just like click the button, download the landing page, and just kind of get it all right then and there. You get your ad copy. We tell you, show you exactly what to do. And yeah, that's awesome. But I think the biggest thing, the bigger picture, is the confidence that it's giving people.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, because now before, like you maybe stumbled upon a client and you're like, this happened to me. And I was like, I don't know if I can deliver to this client.
Yeah.
And now you get this program, this type of like franchise funnel, and this thing that's just given to you. You just click, plug and play. I mean, granted, you know, little tweaks here and there, but essentially plug and play, and it gives you that confidence to know that you're going to deliver to your client, right?
Well, yeah, for sure. And also, like, on the beginning, I landed this mortgage broker promising him 15 home refinance leads a month for $600 a month total, everything in.
Right.
And then so as when I PM'd Jason, when I went like, oh man, like I only sent him like 4 this month, like I need help. And he said, how many did you promise him? And I said 15. And he goes, refinance, he's like, 15 refinance leads is going to cost you $500, Jason.
Yeah. It's a lot more. Those are a lot more expensive, but that's some of the things that you learned, right?
Exactly. But now I know this.
Right.
It's like so much better, because now I'm on the phone. Like, I've been on the phone with, oh my God, like six loan officers in the past 2 weeks. I've been on the phone with them, and I'm like actually confident, because I'm going like, listen, this is how much it's going to be. It's going to be, you want 10 refinance leads, it's going to be $500. And like, I can say that with enough confidence that I know it's actually $500, that they're like, done. Like, I want that.
Right.
So it's all about like, it's actually knowing my worth now. I know what I'm worth.
Awesome.
You guys. And I know what things cost. So it's a lot easier to actually build a business model and like scale it.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, what have you, like, what are kind of a little bit, just give me a little bit of your results. You got one client, right?
Yeah. Well, before I went, found you guys, I had already pitched a mortgage broker who just did refinancing. And I signed him up for $600 a month for 15 leads, and did not deliver the first month. So after I signed up with you guys, I sent him like, I think it was like 10 in 20 days. And it was after 20 days that he was just like, oh my God, like, you actually came through. I thought
you actually came through. Exactly.
Yeah. So when I came through, he hooked me up with his brother, who's also a mortgage broker. He said, like, listen, this kid actually gave me 10 leads in 20 days, like, work with him too. So now those results that I got him through you guys, it was like basic week 1 or week 2 training.
Yeah.
Then I took over to his brother. So now I'm working with those 2 brothers. And then when I made it to the end of the weeks, I ran my loan officer funnel for 1 week. It was like 7 days at $5 a day or something like that. And I was on the phone with 1, 2, 3, 4 loan officers last week, and I closed 2 of them on trials.
Awesome. That's crazy.
So they're on trials right now, and obviously when April rolls around is when we're going to start the monthly fees.
Right. That's awesome. So what do you think those, like, total income as far as like everything together? So let's start in April. What do you think that's going to look like?
I think $500 a month from him, $500 a month from his brother. So that's $1,000. So that SEO client is another 500. So that's 1,500. And then I closed the 2 people on trials. So the one dude just is one of those like heavy hitter home buyer referrals who makes like $4,000 per lead.
Perfect.
In Toronto area. So like when I close him, it's like he asked for a really stupidly low trial. It was like only I pitched him like 20 leads for $600, and he only wanted 10 for free. So that's like really easy to deliver. When April rolls around, like I could easily see him like shrugging off a $2,000 per month payment, because like I'm literally, I might even go a little bit overboard on his trial just so I can get him to close at least one and see that that's $4,000 in his pocket.
Exactly.
People like that don't even second guess $2,000 a month. And I can see him closing at $2,000 a month. And then my refinance guy, who I'm sending 10 leads to for 500, I'm looking at closing him for $1,500 a month. And I mean, it's absolutely like incredible, like kind of throwing these numbers around, because I mean, I've kind of like bluffed my way through this business for the last like half a year, and my parents have been on my back about like, oh, like, are you sure you know what you want to do and whatnot? But like this spring, I'm freaking buying a car.
That's it.
I'm going from bankrupt in December. I'm buying a car in the spring, because like this is incredible, and it's awesome. Literally only one niche. Only one niche. Literally mortgage brokers. So I mean, I've actually made the promise that like until I actually have at least 8 loan officers working with me, which is like at least $8,000 a month. I'm literally running this what do you call loan officer funnel every single weekend, $10 a day, because like even when I'm sitting here, my phone's still going off from people booking phone calls with me, and it's awesome. I'm just going to keep the funnel running, and like that's honestly the most valuable part about what you guys teach, or what you guys taught me, is that's like the hardest part in this business, is actually being connected with people.
Absolutely.
But like I've done it all in SEO. I've done cold calling, I've done like screencasting and stuff like that. But these people are actually booking a phone call with me saying, I want you to tell me more info. It's just like, oh man, this is awesome.
Dude.
It's awesome, because I don't get on the phone and I don't have to explain myself. They know why they're there, because they obviously want what I want, what I have. It's a little bit also on the sales kind of thing. It's a little bit of leverage, because they're coming to you for what you have.
Right.
It's not like you're coming to them asking for money.
Exactly.
So it gives you a lot of power, and it gives you a lot of negotiating power too.
Exactly. And confidence. I mean, you know, I'm not a sales guy. Hate it, constantly hate. I mean, just don't like it. But when the calls are coming in, right, they want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
The game changes.
100%.
But that's awesome, dude. So, you know, look, one of the things, I mean, you're in that right now, you're in that one niche that SEO is not going to fit. You can make a lot of money just with loan officers. Like you don't ever have to leave it. And I mean, we have proven, 19 different niches, right? So we have your loan officers, we have all the other ones, which you've seen. But literally loan officers, you can become very wealthy on it.
Oh yeah.
What's going to end up happening is, because I just know how people are, and myself included, you're gonna master the loan officer. You're gonna make a lot of money with just loan officers, and you're gonna be like, man, I should go after another niche and just double it. And that's what's gonna happen. And you're gonna double it, and then you're gonna go after another one, and then.
Well, I know who I'm coming to.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's all right there waiting for you. I mean, Jason and I we've been in 19 different niches. We ran funnels for them. We've made money with all of them. But when it all came down to it, there was about 5 of them that really we had to concentrate on, because we couldn't handle it all. And so what we ended up doing was just concentrate on those 5. So this is awesome, dude. I mean, I remember when you pinged me and said, you had the money issue, and I got it. But I knew that by giving you that chance, that this is what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I could just from talking to you.
Well, you want to know one of the biggest things is that, like, the biggest things that I struggle with in business is being a 19-year-old kid.
Yes.
Is it's hard for business owners to take me seriously. It's hard for them to be like, well, like, is this guy actually qualified? But like the way that you guys set it up of like I mentioned, of them coming to me and all over the phone.
They don't know.
they don't even know half the time. They don't even know that I'm 19. They just kind of go like, can you deliver? Yes. All right. $1,500 a month. There you go.
Done.
Kind of like, it's like all of a sudden when I'm dealing with people who are like an 8-hour drive away from me, I'm never going to see them.
Right.
Their experience with me is if I'm making them money, yes or no, then like that's it. That's all that matters. So it doesn't even matter how old I am. It's just kind of like the results speak for themselves, and what you guys taught me actually works. So
let me ask you this before I let you go. So we have that funnel in there, right? We have the pay-per-click training in there.
Yeah.
Facebook training in there. We have the client acquisition training in there. Okay. Would you say that every single one of those pieces, all that whole package contributed to where you are now compared to where you were, what, like not even a month ago?
Yeah, not even a month ago. Now knowing what I know, I would have definitely like maybe paid 11 grand for this.
This is awesome, dude, and I'm glad I got you. And I know I'm going to get you back on again.
Oh yeah.
So I guess my last question would be for anybody who's looking to kind of get into this franchise funnel type of, what would you say to them?
I would ask them to PM me, because because like I obviously like have been in some pretty dark places like in business, and like I'm not serious, like I pretty much almost went into debt over the winter, because like it's just like it's so hard, and like I think that people need to be able to jump on opportunities when they see them, and they need to like actually like this is a big pet peeve for me. I might rant here for a second.
Go ahead.
People need to take advantage of stuff when it's presented to them.
Right.
Okay? So like what you and Jason teach is like I literally did not second guess. Like when I saw your thing, like it was a webinar, so I knew you were like trying to sell something. I was just like, I need this. I absolutely need this. Like, you're not, I'm sorry to like anyone who might be like watching my testimonial and be like one of these people that's kind of like, oh, I wish I could be rich one day. I'm just gonna wait, like in next month I'm gonna be making so much money. It's just like, bro, see an opportunity, do it, get off your couch, like stop watching The Office or whatever you watch, and like actually commit to something, take risks, because you're never gonna get anywhere without actually taking a risk. And I think, I don't know, I think it actually pays off. The more risk you take, the more it pays off.
I agree.
It's actually like incredible now being like, I actually kind of get respect from like my family is the biggest one, that like,
of course,
like, he actually knows what he's doing now, and he's actually successful, and kind of like all the people who are like, oh, you're making a mistake, you should go get a job at a gas station, just pay the bills, are kind of like laughing at themselves now. And it's a really good feeling. So to anyone who's kind of like thinking about getting into like what you and Jason teach, I think they should recognize the extreme value, and they should not even think about hesitating, because the people who hesitate are the people who are going to be broke waiting for a better day without making it happen. So I think people need to like take action and actually realize that what's in front of them, whatever you guys teach, is just unbelievable value. So, I mean, that's all I have to say. I'm a freaking 19-year-old kid, and like it's working for me. So, I mean, what are your excuses?
Exactly.
And you got graduated high school a couple months ago. So,
dude, that's so crazy. And you got right now you have 4 clients, 3,
5
clients, and these aren't, dude. Let me tell you something. It's easy from now, from where I am now, right? Thinking back, it's easy to get an electrician. It's to give you $500 a month. It's easy to get a plumber. Yeah, I'll try you out. Do you know how effing hard it is? Loan officers, if you don't have that, like some sort of way to get a client, some sort of proof, some sort of anything. And that's why we put together what we put together, because we can get a 19-year-old kid from Canada to land 5 clients. Well, like 4 loan officer clients, right?
Yeah. And I've still got like 2 more phone calls booked for Monday, like as of tonight.
And those calls are coming from Facebook, from the client acquisition?
Exactly. There are people literally going like, Jason, like, tell me more. Jason, I want to work with you. Like, please let me know how we can make this work.
Dude, stick with what you're doing. Dude, I want to hear back. I want to hear back from you. Of course, if you have any questions, but hear back from you when you hit 10 grand a month.
Oh, alrighty.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. It's working. It's working.
$1,500 a month. That's, what is that? 5 clients? 7,500.
Yeah.
7 clients. 700. You know, get 10 clients at 1,000 if you have to.
Yeah.
So you keep letting that funnel run, keep letting that client acquisition funnel run, and just, you know, just keep getting them, dude. Get them on the trials, prove your worth, and then land them on the monthly. Done.
Exactly.
Dude, I appreciate your time, man.
Oh, not a problem.
Anything else you want? Anything else to say? You're good?
Anything else I want to say? If you ever get people on the fence, send them to me.
All right, sweet. I appreciate that.
Because I want to deal with people who are on the fence.
Awesome. Dude.
I want personally.
Awesome. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. Reach out if you need anything, all right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Peace out.
Thanks a lot.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. All right, man. So what's going on?
What's happening? How you doing?
Pretty good. So first of all, I appreciate you doing this. I know, you know, busy times for everyone. Oh man, he's got a funnel hacker shirt on too, huh?
I do.
Nice. Did you have ClickFunnels before you got into the vault?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, using it for a good little while.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about, you know, what you've done prior to the local marketing vault, what you did. I mean, you can even go as far back as day job. Did you have a day job? Do you currently have a day job? Like, give me a little 30-second commercial of who you are and what you do, but don't give your last name.
Yeah. So basically, I've been in the graphics business, working with anything from yard signs to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Probably 20 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Currently the CEO of a graphics company with multiple locations, but always been in marketing, advertising, you know, that whole game.
Yep.
So I got hooked up with a mutual friend of ours in California 3 or 4 years ago, I guess, that said he was going to start a course doing some Facebook advertising and wanted me to be a student and teach me the ropes.
All right.
So I jumped all in, and it's, you know, been doing it ever since. Really got hot and heavy in it probably the last 6 or 8 months, I guess.
Okay.
The vault is kind of a whole different spin on things, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The way y'all do things is quite a bit different than anything I've seen, which is very helpful. So that's really catapulted, you know, to what I got going on these days.
So what made you, I mean, you know, you've taken Facebook courses before. What made you jump on this, and like, what was the reason for wanting more, I guess?
So I had a mortgage client contacted me, a buddy of mine, said, "Hey, I heard you do some Facebook thing. I need some mortgage leads. You know, I got nothing about mortgage."
Right.
I posted on Facebook, I need mortgage help. Somebody tagged Jason, and the rest is history. We got to talking. He buzzed me right on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, he helped me out with that, and then said, "Hey, you know, check this out. You know, if you want to." So I did. It's awesome. I mean, the way y'all's course is built, A to Z, is phenomenal. Period. It's unmatched,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Right.
But I'm not the smartest guy, so. But you know, it works for me. That's for sure.
Nice. So what? First of all, where are you from?
I'm originally from a little town between Columbia and Charleston, South Carolina, called Orangeburg.
Okay.
I'm currently right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in between Charlotte and Asheville, in a little town called Shelby, which I think was the basis of the show Eastbound and Down, from what I've heard. Never heard of Kenny Powers? You need to Google it.
No, I'll have to Google it.
So,
All right, cool. So yeah, first of all, one of the things that when Jason and I laid this entire process out, it was, we're not the smartest guys in the world, so it was built for that reason, right? So anybody can just come in and follow it A to Z, understand it. We actually surprisingly don't get too many technical questions, which you get a lot of in a lot of groups.
Yep.
So when we laid it out, we said the last thing we want to do is deal with technical questions, and we don't want to hire extra people to deal with them. So that was always in our mind. But tell me about, you had the mortgage guy. You needed to find somebody to help you with that. You got in, you took the mortgage information, and how has that turned out?
Yeah, it was good. It's a good funnel. I had to work on lead quality a little bit for him to get it dialed in. A lot of people like to put bogus email and information in mortgage funnels. That's, not uncommon.
Right.
They don't see what's at the end, but they don't want to give anything up.
Yeah.
Once you fight through that, you can get some good quality leads for mortgage. But mortgage didn't really excite me, to be honest. My brother's been a dentist for almost 18 years. I kind of grew up in the dental. I have a dental software business that manages cases between dental labs and offices. So I'm kind of in that world.
Cool.
So that's kind of how I got started down the dental path. So that's kind of really all I do, unless I really, really like you, then I'll try something else.
Right.
But I don't really stray from what works. I kind of niche it and stick to it.
Nice. So, and I don't need specifics, but I know that one of the posts I saw, you said you were in the dental niche and you're getting the guy leads, right? And he's like closing 80% of leads or something like that.
That particular funnel, there's a few of them I'm doing that with, but that particular one, yes, it is crushing it. I think that one's been running since last Wednesday at noon. He's got 26 leads, and he's actually scheduled over 85% of them. And I'm down to, I had it pulled up, but I unplugged my multiple monitors, but I can pull it up.
That's all right. That's all right. I mean, look, he's got 20-something leads, 85% of them. And what are you measuring when you say 85%? Are you saying that they booked an appointment?
I track every lead. With all my clients, I'm on a first name basis with their scheduler, with their ladies in front. Mm-hmm. So I track every single lead. I get notified, they get notified, and I will call them. And I got group text with all of them too. And I'll say, new lead, because I want to make sure they're on it.
Yeah, of course.
And then the afternoon, I'll call them and we'll go over everything and see what happened. Did you schedule them, not schedule them? Did they no-show? Voicemail, the whole 9 yards. So the key to managing it is being able to measure it.
Yeah.
If you know the numbers all the way around, it's hard to be successful. I guess to reach your highest level of success, you have to be on top of it.
Yeah, no. That's a good point, because what ends up happening is that, they're doing their day job and they're just not, he's cleaning teeth or whatever he's doing, and the secretary's out to lunch and she's lazy because she's a secretary. I mean, not all of them are, but you kind of get the quality of it.
I don't know if you can see that.
Hold it right there. 238 a lead.
Yes.
Crazy.
So and today alone, I've gotten 5 leads off of 12 views for 287 a lead.
It's awesome. It's game changing, isn't it?
He called me. He's like, I don't even understand. I don't really care how you're doing it. But he hadn't got 26 leads in a month.
Right.
Much less.
Now,
a week.
So what are you charging him?
$2,000.
Okay, so $2,000 a month.
I pretty much don't charge anything less than that.
Good.
Just because
the value's there.
Well, I do it a little bit different from the vault, and I guess we can talk about it, but
sure.
I don't sell paid trials. I don't do a paid trial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already know the outcome. I walk in with a load of gun. I already know the outcome. And what I found it's probably not just dental, it's probably any business owner. They're so programmed to ask, what does it cost? What does it cost? What does it cost? Because they don't get any ROI on anything else they do.
Right.
So they just want to know what it's going to cost me. So he asked me like 5 times, what is it going to cost? I said, well, you're thinking about it all wrong. This is the same guy who spent $8,000 on a mailer.
Exactly.
One lead and they no-showed. So he wants to know how much it costs. And I don't blame him. As a business owner, you have to control your costs. I said, Mr. Doctor, I already know what's going to happen. You don't. But I already know what my lead cost is going to be. And I didn't even tell him it's going to be this. I said, that's going to average between $15 and $25 a lead. So basically, if I told you for every $20 bill you handed me, I would give you a qualified lead that you would have the opportunity to schedule an appointment and onboard them as a patient. I said, if I could tell you that, what would your question be? Would it be how much does it cost? Or how many $20 bills can I hand you?
Exactly.
So once I changed his mindset a little bit about it'll cost as much as you want it to cost. Sure. As far as money's involved, but it shouldn't cost you anything if it works. And by the way, I already know it works. Right. So it's kind of unfair that I'm in here because I know you're going to pay me. Right. And I know him. So, that's you can have that. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't do a paid trial up front because I don't want to sell myself short. If somebody's got that mindset, it would be a lot harder for me to sell even $1,000 a month campaign on the front end. It would be harder for me to sell that than it would be to sell a $3,000 campaign after I deliver 26 leads in a week. Sure. I agree. At this point, if you can get it dialed in or you got niche down, which I highly recommend, obviously niching into something. Yep. Don't spread yourself thin and try to figure out 20 different things. Stick to what you're good at, find something, and then everything else just takes care of itself. Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, you made a ton of points there. First one being that niching it down. And so, the whole concept of the vault was to give you kind of a platter, taste some stuff, find what you like, and stick with it. Jason and I literally are like maybe 3-4 tops niches that we're like all in with. We do a lot of tests on different niches so we could bring it into the vault. Absolutely. 100%. But we've niched it down as much as we possibly could. And another point is that about the trials. The trials is for people who are brand new, get their feet wet, get that taste. But again, like when you've had experience, so we don't do trials either anymore. Yeah. So that's another good point too. Is that at some point you won't need to do trials. You already know the outcome, and you're already going to kill it. So, while you're figuring yourself out, get paid for it. I mean, they'll pay for the trials. I mean, you can sell a $1,000 trial all day long, so you might as well get some money and get paid to practice. And once you get good, and that's all it is practice, experience, and finding what industry you like to work in. Leads in. So now you're killing it with this. I mean, now what's the I'm assuming the goal is scaling it. Yeah. So I'm in a unique situation. I've had a lot of relationships in dental. I've been in it a lot. So I've got 4 girls I just hired over the last couple of weeks that one of them is a consultant to dental offices. They pay her to come in and she consults from the front office to the back. So she's in offices every single day and she's got tons of relationships. So I just pay her a rip on the back end, and I literally, right before we got on the call, I got a text from one of the leads that I've got a call from a large office down in South Carolina that I'm going to sell after we get off of this. So I've got 4 girls like that are just crushing it. I mean, every single day they're meeting with somebody or sending me a lead. So how many clients do you have now? And I'm talking strictly like vault niches, like nothing that you did before, but since getting into maybe like almost 20 dental clients. No, not just dental. I talk just like everything. No, like non-dental. So what are you at per month? You're all quiet over there, man. I don't enter contests. I know. I get it. Listen, I can tell you I don't do it any less than $2,000 unless you're my family. Okay. So I know you don't. I know you don't do contests, but you do understand that we do have, the $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 a month club, and you said to me the other day, whatever you. I hadn't even seen that. No. I must have been asleep. I'm too busy building funnels.
Exactly. You're too busy making money. I get it. Listen.
I'll get in on it.
All right, good. So I'll tell you what. This is what I want you to do. You said you pinged me yesterday that you said that, whatever you could do to help, right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is take the next day or two or the weekend, go through your monthly income, your clients, what they're paying you. I'll tell you what I'll do. This is what I'll do. Because I know you're not going to want to deal with everybody hitting you up. So what I'll do is ping me, and I'll announce it without your last name that we have a Vault member who wants to remain anonymous who's at whatever amount per month. Congratulations to him, and you'll know who I'm talking about.
All right, I'll do it. It's not a problem.
All right, so ping me that over, or I'm going to ping you. I'm going to make sure I hit that. Lastly, give anybody new who's coming in here your number one piece of advice to get started, get in, make money as quick as possible, scale this thing up to their dream income.
Take action, take action, take action. You just got to do it because it works. I mean, there's no question it works. Anybody who's in business who doesn't need clients outside of small town dentists with one operatory and one hygienist.
Right. There you
go. Doesn't need to be in business anymore. Everybody needs clients. Everybody wants clients. This is where eyeballs are. It's all about attention, and this is where the attention is. That's not going to change for a while.
Nope.
So get it while the getting's good, and just take action because it works.
Awesome. Dude, I appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely.
I'm holding you to pinging me about how much money you're making a month.
I'll do it. I'm not all about that. I just do what I do.
You do what you do. You're too busy making money. I hear you, dude. I feel the same way. But listen, the good thing is it's motivating for people. And believe it or not, your story, I know, and again, because you didn't give your last name, nobody's gonna be able to find you. But your story it'll give back to somebody else. So
absolutely. And I'm in the group. I help multiple people in the vault right now.
Awesome.
On the back end, just logging on, sharing screens, teaching, things like that. So I'm here to help. And I'll do everything but give my funnels away.
There you go. I love it.
So awesome.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See you.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'll fix my hair. It's better. All right. I'm Jeremiah. I'm a sales director at an ad network, and joining the Vault has helped me figure out a scalable process to offer small businesses and professionals ad services in a clear and easy to understand manner. I've been doing Facebook and Facebook ads for a while, but James breaks it down in a very easy to follow steps. So anybody, even if you're new with Facebook ads, can set this up and start seeing success. And if you put in the work, you're going to see the results.
Cool. So you work at an ad agency? What kind of ad agency?
It's an ad tech company called MyLinks. And so we actually do like Facebook and influencer marketing for larger brands.
Oh, wow. Like what? Like Pepsi, like stuff like that?
Yeah. Pepsi, like BET is one of our clients.
Cool. So what did you do before getting into the Vault? Like, what were you doing for side hustle? Because I'm assuming this is your side hustle, right?
Yeah. So I do sales and marketing consulting on the side. I help startups, create scalable sales systems and processes. Mm-hmm. And then I've been trying to build a media company on the side. So this kind of merges all that together.
Right.
Allow me to provide some easy to understand value for clients.
Now, have you felt like from getting into the Vault that you were able to kind of take some of your knowledge and then just be able to speed it up because of the already done for you stuff and already the keywords and all that good stuff?
Yeah, pretty much.
So sweet. So just a couple more questions. So have you bought other courses before prior to this? Like
bought a ton of courses.
Everybody says that. I mean, don't get me wrong. So have I. I feel like we've all been part of that group. It's funny. So what would you say you've invested since you've been trying to make money online, right?
Mm-hmm.
In each sense of the form, how much do you think you've invested in courses?
Oh, probably like over $10,000.
So in the last couple of years, spent over $10,000 minus. Let's just assume we're not counting the vault. So what kind of ROI have you seen from that?
So far, I've been able to get 3 clients under contract. They haven't signed it yet.
Okay.
And then I have some other calls scheduled this week. And depending on how some things go with my day job, I'm either going to be scaling that up or not.
Cool. So what niches are you doing now? Like, what are you in?
I'm trying to focus on mortgage brokers, since that seems to be the easiest ROI, and some dentists.
Cool. Yeah, because I mean, look, I always tell people, even if you have a little bit of experience, you could go after those higher end niches in the agency packages package. Just get more bang for your buck. And if you're starting out, start on the lower ones so you can get some income coming in. So that's awesome. So you're in those 2 niches. You're looking to grab maybe 3 clients by the end of the week. And I'd love to hear when you do. How long have you been in the vault for?
Like a month, maybe longer.
So it's pretty good. So 30 days in, side hustle. You have a full-time job. Possibly going to land 3 clients within a month. I mean, I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. No, if I were doing this full-time, I'd probably be making enough to live full-time.
I know. I struggled with that for a long time, if you really want to know the truth. When like it starts to go like this, right? And then you get even, it's like, well, what if? At some point you make that decision. Or you don't have to.
Yeah.
You could do this part-time forever if you really wanted to. Cool, dude. So last question. For anybody who, whether they're new or not, would you want to give maybe one piece of advice that you would give somebody who gets into the vault, and even if whether they're new or not, what would you tell them?
Just be ready to put in the work and ask a lot of smart questions.
Right.
And, then just apply that advice that you're given from the group members that are already seeing success and execute.
Cool. So you're happy with your purchase?
Yep.
Awesome, man. Listen, when you land those clients, post it in the group. Let me know. All right, man?
All right, will do.
All right, buddy. I appreciate your time. I know how busy you guys are.
No problem. Have a great day.
Thanks, man.
All right, bye.
And what I wanted to jump on because, as you know, first of all, I think Jason did a case study with you, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, maybe? And it did
something like that, just starting out and whatnot, and what was working for me.
Cool. So, yeah, I don't want to give any last names because you're going to get hit up.
Yeah, no worries.
Somebody PM'd me today. They're like, dude, can you cut out that last name on me because people keep hitting me? So
yeah,
sweet. So, dude, literally 5 questions done in like 5-6 minutes. And this is strictly for people who are looking to come in to the local marketing vault. So I kind of want to get your I know you've done SEO before, so I kind of want to get your take on a few things. Number one, we'll start off with how has this added to your SEO business at the time?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, in a number of ways, it's added to the SEO side because with the local marketing vault, you're going to get faster results versus having to sit down with a client and promising them, hey, you know what, in 3 months, I'm going to rank you in Google. With your guys' strategy, everything's in place, and you're using the power of pay-per-click and Facebook, social media, SEM, to deliver results instantaneously. I don't think I've had one campaign that I didn't launch and get results within 24 to 48 hours. So in that aspect alone, it's great because you just add so much value. You can generate them leads at the get-go, and then in the back end, you can do your SEO campaign until it catches up, and then you can drive organic traffic as well. So it's definitely helped tenfold, man. Because the downside about SEO is Google's always updating, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of just geeked out on it and got way too in SEO and started looking into
details.
The details. Then paralysis by analysis. But what the local marketing vault has done for me is you guys have put everything in place so I can get to money-making activities.
Right.
You know, I wasn't necessarily maybe the most successful in the first 2 weeks of your program because I'm just learning the foundation.
Sure.
But the great thing is you guys have a community where we can always ask questions. So when we go out there, we can exude confidence and know that you're going to have our back if, you know, we take a payment for a trial per se, and we don't know how to do something when it comes to Facebook. So that's a great thing about your guys' program. There's no waiting game. You get instant results.
Sweet. So what about for people, like, can you, I guess, talk like 2 seconds, 3 seconds about if you didn't even know SEO, right?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. Some people have said, like, I wish I didn't even know about SEO because then they wouldn't be tied down to the whole getting into rankings and all that stuff. So would you have been able to, and we have tons of students, but you personally, would you have been able to come into the vault with no SEO knowledge and still been able to kick butt the way you are?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, not only do you guys provide the funnels, but you actually have training on, you know, adjusting the funnel, putting pictures in the right place, changing out stuff, altering text, adding fields. All the automation is covered with your guys' program. And not only that, you get the sales aspect too and how to sell this stuff. So it's just not your typical program that you're getting into with the local marketing vault. It's a true done for you system where you can go out and sell it and have the thing set up and the person gets the results the next day. So yeah, the SEO, like I said, it might help the technicality, you know, like I know about DNS servers or whatnot, but at the end of the day, did I need SEO? Would it have propelled me further with it than without? No, not at all. It's easy.
Cool. So you added how much money today to your?
So I had 5 meetings today. Of those 5 meetings, I closed 4 deals. So I added $4,000 per month just in one day. And then I'm, you know, waiting on the pending loan officer, but everything is good. You know, with the stuff you guys teach, no one's ahead of the game when it comes to what you guys are doing, when it comes to, you know, the social media aspect, generating leads through Facebook. You know, and these guys had an in-depth training with, you know, their Google partner, pay-per-click. But, you know, last piece of their puzzle is they haven't attacked Facebook, and you guys bring that. So that 5th deal will close. But, I mean, how many times are you going to go out and close 4 out of the 5 deals, let alone probably rack in the 5th deal the next day? Doesn't happen, but it happened today, and I have the proof to show it.
Yeah, dude. And, you know, it's crazy. I mean, I met you personally in Vegas, and one of the things you said you were going to do is you're going to fucking kill it. Excuse the language for anybody who's watching this, but and I don't know what's changed. Like what you know, I know you were making decent money before, and now you've just added $50,000 a year to your bottom line. So what's changed?
It's just what you guys have in place is so easy. A 3rd grader could do it. And when it comes to SEO, like I said, you have so many, Google's doing so many things and you get so many different perspectives. So I was getting caught up in the monotony of that. But once I learned what you guys do, it's a done for you, and I can go out there and sell these funnels with confidence and bring my clients results. That's what really was a game changer. Switching from doing the technical aspect stuff of SEO to, hey, it's done for me. I just got to sell it.
Boom. That's the best answer, because that's typically what you see. A matter of fact, I was just about to send an email out, is what you see with a lot of programs is here's the technical, here's how you get leads, here's how you launch it, yada, yada, yada. And of course you need that. But the biggest piece, and I think that Jason and I didn't even really think about this until as we were launching it out and people were coming in, was F this. You got students, including myself, right? I'm a student every day. We'll always learn how to do something, right? But the one thing that we always fight is the clients, how to get them. Going to meetings. And him and I kind of changed the way we speak to you guys now in terms of the devil's in the details. So be careful with that. and get out there and network and run these funnels to get clients and automate it and spend most of your time doing that. And I feel like that's kind of that's the difference that you're now taking. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, I've landed a couple deals off you guys haven't done for you to go get whatever type of client you want to. Mm-hmm. So just a combination of those things. I mean, I think you have it outlined in the training in week 1, or the first section of the training is where to get clients from, arm's reach, car's reach. And then you also provide, if you have more money than time, you can launch an ad that'll get you clients.
Right.
And, just executing on all 3 of those fronts is really manifesting itself. And now it's like I have 5 meetings every day because what you guys put in place works in every single aspect, So it's not just that I have clients from the client getting funnel campaign, the one that brings in the clients and, books on my watch kind of thing, done for you. But it's the examples of all the other stuff too. Just the compiled, I guess, broad overview of what you guys teach has really, paid itself tenfold already.
It's crazy, and you're not even in, the what do you guys call the lower 48? What do you call us over here?
The mainland.
Mainland.
Yeah, mainland. Correct.
So you're not even on the mainland, and you're landing deals left and right. It's so crazy. Correct. So, I know Dan was actually just there too. So
yes.
One of the things I want to do is I want to get out there as well, but that's a whole nother conversation. But behind you in that board, you have a lot of shit going on back there. What's going on back there? You got roofer, you got
yeah. So so anyways, kind of caught me off guard. So this is we'll start on the left side. This is the retainers I have so far, meaning that I've already ran them through trial and they're paying me a monthly retainer for my expertise. So I have one LO, he's at $1K because he wants to just do VAs. I have one staffing agency at $1,500 and one roofer at $1,500. Now this doesn't include ad spend. These guys are just paying me that for my expertise. Correct. And below that is the trials that I have in place that will end up manifesting into, a monthly retainer. So I have 3 LOs on an $850 trial. I have one financial planner on a $500 trial and one chiropractor on a $300 trial. So basically, once all this is done, that's 10K of revenue in the last month right there.
Damn.
And then, and this middle section is kind of my accountability, because we want to be making $50,000 a month by December 31st, 2017.
What's your goal?
$50,000 a month. Yeah, and at first it's like, how am I going to do this? But now that all this stuff is becoming reality, it's a lot easier. Yeah, so this is just keeping me up with like what SEO websites I have that I just need to close out, get off my conscience, and then I have how many loan officers I need to get a month, and it's good. It's only boils down to 7 deals a month will give me $50,000 a month by the end of the year.
So let's summarize. I hear the baby and the kids.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No. Listen, please. Listen. I appreciate you spending the time. So what's crazy to me is how fast life can change, right? So you're I don't know, have you hit 10K yet? And I know grand scheme of things you may have with your other clients, but with local marketing vault, where are you?
Yeah, no, I'm about 7,500. But once all these trials close and I move into retainer, yes, I'll be at about 15.
Okay, so you came in a couple months ago, right? To about 8 months.
Correct.
Then I meet you at Vegas probably about 5 weeks ago. You looked us in the eyes. You said, when I get back, I'm going to do this. You did it. You're at $7,500 a month. Dude, it's $7,500 a month. That's not chump change.
No.
Working from home, 2 kids, wife, not on the mainland. There's no excuses for anybody out there. So my last question to you is this. For anybody who's looking at this or watching this video, whether they have experience or zero experience, what is the number one, what can you tell them basically, I'm trying to think of the word, advice for somebody who's thinking about coming into this vault?
First of all, it's a real deal. Second of all, you have to trust it. You have to trust, you guys are experts and you always are going to handle questions, because a lot of these programs you get into, a lot of people drop out because you have self-doubt. You ask something, it doesn't get answered. You guys are always on top of it, following through with your product. Everything's done for you. just know that I had a 6-figure paying job, and I gave it up to be at home with my family. My back was against the wall at the beginning of this year, and now I'm making more than I was at the 6-figure job from my office, spending time with the kids.
It's fucking crazy. It's so crazy. This is what it's all about. So, dude,
I don't know what to do with all this money. I'm like, man, like shit. Like I have it dialed in for, to get clients. Like, should I spend it here? Should I spend it here? Like, just investing it back in the business. And that's something it's going to be a learning curve for me too. But I'm sure you guys will lead me along the way.
Hey, listen, I talk to Jason all the time about this. We will, a little bit down the road. One of the things that I always see is people talk about how to make money, but then once you make money, what do you do with it? Right. So,
correct.
We'll put that in the vault as well.
I mean, what else can you do within 3 months and generate this much money out of thin air? It's crazy. And the great thing about the vault is not only are you making money, but you're doubling your client's ROI. So that's why, like you guys have clients for over a year, and beyond, is because this stuff works. This stuff puts money in the pocket. For the roofing example, I sat down with the guy today. If I generate him, if he puts $500 ad spend, because I said I'm going to charge a $1,500 retainer for my expertise.
Right.
He spends $500 ad spend a month. Okay. That is going to get him at least 15 roofing leads.
Mm-hmm.
He will be making gross, just even if he closes 20 to 30% of that, so 3 or 4 jobs, he will be making $300,000 gross over this next year. Over this next year, he will be profiting $124,000, and that doesn't include my monthly retainer.
Right.
Subtracted to that. Where else can you do that?
You can't. And the next part is when you can do these kind of things is you want to get a little sliver of that as well.
Yeah. And I'm kicking myself. I'm like, man, I could have charged this guy more. And that's the right thing about this. Yeah, I could have done upfront in a profit share. You can go anywhere with it. I could charge him a higher monthly retainer because the client is benefiting more, if not more than you, basically, when it comes down to it. And everyone is growing together. So
1,000%.
I'm so glad I jumped on the webinar and got in the group. It's literally changed my life. And I just want to thank you guys.
Oh man, dude, it is for me, and Jason's the same way, but for us, it's more satisfying to hear stuff like this than anything else. So that's another reason why I like to jump on with you guys as well, is to get this kind of information and to get the feedback from the students. This makes me happy as hell. I appreciate it. You got to get back to your kids. So I appreciate your time, dude. Yeah. And you got to let me know when you hit that 10K because I'm going to get you something, even though I got to ship.
No, I'm not letting you know when that wasn't the agreement. The agreement is $50,000. So I'm going to make it a point. I'll let you know when I hit $50,000. And it's going to be before the end of the year.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, 31st. Write it down. I look at it every day, baby. It's becoming a reality right now. So
awesome.
Good stuff, man. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
we'll be in touch.
You.
All right, man.
All right. Aloha.
All right, cool. So what I want to do is, first of all, I appreciate you spending some time. Give me a little bit of background. So tell me, I don't want you to mention your name in case I use it, and I don't want people hitting you up and stuff like that. So just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you work during the day? How long have you been in the program for? What have you done before the program? That kind of stuff.
All right, so I've been in the program for just over a month, probably about a few days ago. I actually grew up in Missouri, moved out here to California to open up a retail store. That was about 3 years ago. I was 25. I didn't do too well with it. Turned that over to my partners. So they're going to be paying me down on that. And I pretty much went straight into this with everything. It's been going pretty well for me. So this is what I do. I say full time, but I do a lot of networking. I'm involved with a few other businesses as well, but this is my main focus.
Cool. So have you been in other programs? Have you tried to do like maybe SEO or other local marketing with other programs, or is this the first introduction into this?
This is the first online program that I've paid for and been a part of. I've tried doing some self-study, reading a lot of books and stuff like that. That's helped out a little bit, but nothing to the extent that I could actually walk right into a business within a few days of learning your guys' training and already having franchise funnels out ready to go for certain industries.
Sweet. So that's awesome. So what happened? Like, have you landed clients? Have you had any results? Like, where are you at with the program? You only joined a month ago, so I'm not expecting anything crazy, but I'm curious.
So my first client, so as soon as I got part of the local marketing vault, your first overview video, you said go on to the 5th page of Google and find a tow truck company and start calling. So that's what I did. I found somebody that wanted to do it. As soon as I started learning more, they weren't really so interested in it as it went on, as people will be. So I basically started calling. I must have called 30 companies the first day, and everybody. I did try to be a little cocky, just saying, hey, I'm doing Google advertising. You want me? Tell me if you want it. And most of them said no. So I worked on a little bit better of a script. And second day, I got a tow truck client to go with a paid trial. But out of Sacramento, it requires advanced verification from Google. So we had to put him on hold until today. And then probably about a week later, I talked to another guy up in Seattle that did tow trucks. Landed him on a $200 paid trial, and he's converted at a $500 monthly guy.
Oh, nice.
And then my girlfriend also works in a chiropractic office, so she talked to her business. We're doing the chiro funnel with her, and that's actually working really well with her. So me and my girlfriend, I can't really charge her, but she helps me out, so she pays for some of the bills with that.
Sweet. So you set up and are running a chiro funnel right now?
Yes.
Are you getting leads? Are they converting?
The leads that have come through, out of like 7, I think 5 have converted.
Wow.
Finding for us in Sacramento, that tends to be more Spanish speaking clientele, and it starts a little bit slow, so you got to play with it and test it. And now I really just like audience so that we can further target it down.
Sweet. So 5 out of 7 leads converted into a patient?
Yeah. And plus they're referring other people as well. So I think in one day, I think we've got called 3 or 4 of them in one day. They referred some people, and basically she made around $450 that day from the clients and then the referrals. And that's not including them going for the follow-ups and so on as a lifetime customer.
That's awesome. So, that's awesome. So what's your next step? Like what niche are you going to stick in, or are you going to go outside of the niches? Like what do you want to go with this?
So networking, I went to the meetups and I've gotten involved with some different business building connection meetings. And so I've been collecting a lot of cards to start building up the empire. So when I was new, still learning it, I told them that this is what I'm doing. I'm getting into it. I'm still learning it. And I'd really like to work with you once I feel comfortable with it. And everybody seems to really love the honesty. And now everyone's just asking me every week, hey, are you ready to come with me? Are you ready to start working? I'm like, you know what? I'll start working with you here soon. But really, I want to expand out the tow truck clients just because they're the quickest, easy. Honestly, for the tow truck guys, I call them up. I say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I'd like to give you a 1-day free trial. Anyone that says yes, so far, everyone I've done that with has converted over to a paid trial. As soon as they see the results and realize that the risk is off of their part, running for a day, my Sacramento guy made like $465 that day. My Seattle guy made $680 that day. And now I've got a guy in Austin and a guy in Portland that's ready to do it. I think here in the next couple of days they'll do it. And as soon as I do, they'll convert over. I'm 90% confident.
So you'll be the tow truck guy, man. You'll be the
yeah. I think that's really I came from a little more blue collar background for farm in Missouri, so I get along pretty well with electricians, HVAC, all the blue collar ones. Those are the ones that I'm really trying to hit hard, because I kind of speak their language a little bit, I think, and connect well with them.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, look, especially with that kind of stuff with AdWords, you just plug and play. Once you find and you hone it down and you just let it run. Yeah. You know, we like for our electrician, you know, it wasn't, you know, $1 million, $500 a month, but we never touched it again. It was just like the check was boom, boom, and you get 10, 15, 20 of those people. Now all of a sudden you're making 10 grand a month, and that's it. Autopilot, you know?
And they're easy.
Yeah. I mean, it adds up fast. And a lot of people, I have two sides of the coin. I have some people that are like, yeah, you know, I don't want to go after the $500 a month clients. And you have the other people that are like, shit, I mean, I couldn't go into my boss and ask for a $6,000 a year raise, so I'm happy as hell. So I'll just go get another one, and then another one, and another one, you know?
If I can raise my income by $500 every month, and that's the low end, I'll be pretty happy. Within a few months, I'll be really happy.
Exactly. And then it just keeps building from there. So what would your number one piece of advice for anybody new coming in? What would you, I mean, you're new anyway, but I mean, like you've been in a month, so you're a little bit of a veteran.
Taking action, like you guys always say, is the biggest thing. And really just find your comfort zone where you're at, as far as what you're willing to work with, and work with that and start going hard with it. Arm's reach is a really great way to get into it, because a lot of friends are willing to allow you to, quite frankly, they're willing to let you fly down, because they understand the whole thing about it. I would say that getting involved with meetup groups and networking groups, that's a big thing. So I find a lot of real estate clients through there, which will lead you to mortgage clients that are all waiting for you to start going. And really it's just, I would say more than anything, go with the quick converting, easy stuff first if you're really intimidated by it. And for me, I was really intimidated by it. So tow truck guys, hey, let me give you a free day of advertising. It cost me $50, and I turned that guy into $500 in a week. So I mean, if casino like that, I would play it every day.
That's it, man. 50 for 500. Shit. Do it all day, every day.
Right.
So, I mean, last question. I don't want to hold you up. I know you got to run. But last question would be, because one of the things that we wanted to separate ourselves, right, from our program and other programs is obviously the ease of use and the plug and play features, which, you know, we think that we've kind of pretty much nailed that. But it was about the client acquisition. Nobody ever really hones in on the client acquisition. That's where every student gets stuck. So what would you consider the biggest piece or the biggest opportunity that you saw with client acquisitions? Like, which one did you use the most?
The meetup groups. Cars Reach, like you guys say, I would say that's done phenomenal for me, not just in this business, but becoming well-connected in business in general. Mm-hmm. When you start talking about Facebook marketing, Google AdWords and stuff like that, anyone starts to kind of flock to you because they know that they can use you. And if you've got a good selling point, a good power statement, people really want to help you out when they see that you're new into it, especially a younger looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
All the older guys that are not familiar with online marketing just want to draw you in. They want to help succeed in everything that you're doing. They start connecting for you. So at this point, I'm starting to get people that I don't even know who they are, but they'll say, "Hey, man, Chris from Roseville told me that you do some Facebook stuff. Let me see if I can talk with you."
Mm-hmm.
So they're essentially setting out lines for me as well, and just really networking and going to a little barbecue if you can with your networking event. That can really step the game up as well as far as the people you'll meet and how they want to help.
Awesome. Last question. What's your goal? Where do you want to be? Like, what's your 6-month, 12-month goal?
In 6 months, I want to see more income than I've ever had before in my life, which isn't hard to do. About $4,500 a month will beat that. And by the 12th month, I want to clear 6 figures. I want to have an entire marketing agency where I've got people running it with me. And at that point, I'm just gathering more people and really just growing and growing and growing and growing and becoming financially free. That's the end goal.
So, and I think that's very easily achievable. And anybody watching this, of course, there's nothing guaranteed. But for you, from even the 12 minutes or even if that it's been 12 minutes, but that we've been talking, I can tell already the people who I interview, the people who I talk, who basically is going to do or who's going to make their goals if they stick with one thing. And here's my piece of advice for you. Don't concentrate so much on the details of everything. Stick 90% into the client acquisition, and you can build yourself. I don't care even if you're terrible at the results, as long as you of course, I don't want you to be terrible at them, but you can literally build a 6 or 7 figure business because there is so many people that need this that you'll never run out of prospects. But what happens is that people who come into this, they get lazy on the client acquisition. They get 4, 5, 6 clients. They get lazy on the client acquisition and they just sit back, they collect it, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 months later, they got 2 clients left. And then they're like, oh. So if you compound the client acquisition and you hit that and you make that part of your daily routine, and then you outsource the rest of the stuff this is only when you get bigger. You'll build this into a 6 or 7 figure business with ease. So that's my advice to you. Client acquisition.
Okay. So do you think that rather than trying to build them and tell them, hey, when I've got this thing down, then I'll come back to you, do you think it'd be better just to start working and getting them as a client, start with the paid trial, play with it a little bit, and just going that route rather than trying to be patient and long that way?
Yeah. I think that you got to go with what you feel comfortable with, and I would start with one. I mean, look, how long does it take for you to get up a funnel? I mean, you could do it in 20 minutes, right? I mean, click of a button, it's in your account, you change up the things, and another hour to set up maybe the ads and stuff like that. If I were you, people who are reaching out to you to start, get them like right there ready, and then say, I'm ready to go. And then the minute you turn it on and they get a lead within 24 hours, they're going to be mind blown. So that's what I would do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I would start with one. If you got a list of 6 people, start with one, get them going, get their payment, get them leads, go to the next one and do the same thing.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. I did want to also mention to you that I think that this program would really work well with veterans that are transitioning. So I did 8 years in the Army as a comm engineer, and I've got a couple tours to Afghanistan, and I've got quite a few buddies that when they hear what I'm doing and how fairly simple it is, and that they can do it from home, that they don't have to deal with the BS of working a civilian job because that's their biggest fear. I think that this is something they tend to really resonate well with, even if they're a grunt and they're not really a computer guy. It's just your guys' program is so easy to figure out and learn and plug and play that I think those guys would work really well with something with this. And I'd really like to get this out to more veterans. Way that I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we have our affiliate program as well, where we give you your own calendar link, and anybody who schedules a call, you'll get automatic credit for it. It's built in the back end, but all you need is the calendar link. And I was part of a group years ago. That matter of fact, they were really heavy in that. The veteran, a lot of veterans came in because one of the sales guys was a veteran. It changed a lot of veterans' lives where they didn't have to go back into the workforce. They just did that. It was SEO. It was an SEO group. So I agree with you. And if you want to refer people, that'd be awesome. And I have no problem paying you a referral fee for it. So just let me know and I'll set you up.
Okay. I'll definitely. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So listen, I want to hear about your results in the next month or two. So make sure you keep in contact with me. I got your name down, so I'm going to reach back out to you in about a month just to see where you're at. I want to see you farther than you are today. Okay?
Okay, you definitely will.
All right, man. I appreciate it. It was an awesome interview. I appreciate this.
Thanks. You too,
All right,
man.
Talk to you later.
You too.
record here so I cannot forget. All right, cool. So tell me a little bit about kind of your background. So when you got into the vault, what you did before this, your day job, you still work, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So what you do for day job, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so my background, I've got a degree in computer science and a master's degree in health information technology. So I've been in the healthcare space for my day job for 10 years now, right?
Okay.
I do sales consulting. So I travel the country and I pitch $1 million software to hospitals.
Nice.
But, I'm a greedy millennial, so I always want to make more money, right? So I got started, how do you make money online? And so from my dorm room with a couple cases of beer, I was making websites and selling them to businesses. And
nice.
Yeah, that never really took off that much. I always had a bad case of shiny object syndrome.
Yep.
So I would always be, wanted rubbernecking to the next thing.
Right.
And nothing ever stuck. And I was, I just kept trying everything. And I got clients here and there, and just nothing was repeatable. You know what I mean? It was just kind of a crapshoot. And I try, I do something that would work, and it'd work for a month, and then I get sidetracked with my job or kids or blah, 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 blah. And it never stuck. So I was kind of all over the map. And then after I've been in the vault for two or 3 months now. I think 2 or 3 months now.
Okay.
And I went through all the training. I made sure I knew it in depth. I set up the paid trials. I've done, I actually did everything, which is surprising. You have to actually do it to get the work. But let's see. I'm going to pull up my CRM right now because it's crazy to me. I've got 12 loan officers that want the ad services. I've got 6 that I've actually talked to, 9 that I've pitched and have proposals, 2 that are running a trial right now, and 1 that told me to go to hell, which is not that bad.
No, it's not.
So this is all in a matter of once I finally implemented the system, it's taken over my day job because I'm spending the time on the phone, which is really my strong suit. I'm technical, but I'm compared to other people in the tech industry, I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
My strong suit is in sales, and so that's now that I've got this system in place, we're going to be running.
Interesting. So you got 12 calls scheduled? Is that what it was?
Well, 12 I sent out a bunch of cold emails.
Oh, okay.
Saying like, I'll set up the system for you. It's basically the client funnel. Yeah, just an email form. And I've never gotten so many positive responses from cold email before. I've sent out 5,000 and got 1 response. And I think this time I sent out 50 and I got 28 responses.
Jesus. That's actually pretty crazy. So you're running 2 right now, right? You said?
I haven't started yet.
Okay.
But they are going to be running here in next couple of days.
Cool. All right. And then
I did 2 in the past before.
Okay.
And it's such a there was no guesswork. It's listen to the video, click on the button you say to click on, type in what you say to type in, and sure enough, it worked. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. Exactly. One of the things that and it's funny because people kind of come in with, not everybody, but with a sense of like, this is going to just be push of a button and I'm going to get rich.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I actually have to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
But the difference is every other course that I've been in, and I've spent, tens of thousands of dollars on courses, is those videos you're actually walking through what to click on.
Right.
There's always that guesswork, but on this particular funnel, it wasn't any guesswork. It's click here, hit save, next, hit the next video. So
is this the first niche that you're starting in?
This is the first one that I've actually stuck with.
Okay.
I always did before. My niche is business owners, which come to find out is stupid.
Right.
So I'm just narrowing down. One, and it's been working.
So the cold email thing, the cool thing is that as you land these loan officers, they'll pay you well. And, some will stay, some will not, yada, yada, yada. But you'll move into the personal injury because if you're good on the phone and you're willing to do the emails, it's so effing lucrative that like, and it's good to have different ones, right? So it's good to have, you got your loan officers because now you have results. At least you could say I'm actually a company, right?
Yeah.
When you go to a personal injury lawyer, you don't want to like just jump into that and be like, yeah, well, I have no clients, but I think I can make this work for you.
Yeah.
So,
that's why, in the funnel, that's the one that's laid out.
Yeah.
Start to finish. So I was like, okay, well, I literally took the approach of I'm not going to think. I'm going to listen what's said on the audio. I'm going to put my headphones in and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. It worked. Yeah, what I'm actually doing, I'll show you this. I spent all the last couple of evenings writing this up. This is just a funnel I'm working out. But it's what I'm finding with the loan officers. It is the exact same conversation every single time.
Same.
There's no reason to deviate from that script that you gave out because it literally, the only difference I'm finding is right away they're saying, the leads that I've bought before always suck.
Yeah.
And they're jumping right into that. So I'm not going to be on the phone anymore. I'm doing videos and landing pages, and I'm going to see if I'm getting so many responses from these cold emails. I'm not losing anything. It's not like I'm paying.
No, definitely not. You can definitely make it automated. And I'm curious to see how that works for you. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
Yeah.
And, a big thing with the loan officers is that their leads most of the time suck, and this to solve that is the exclusivity. The reason why they suck is because they're being sent to 10 different people. Yours are not.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you use that in the rebuttal, but
yep, I use that, and then they really like the automated follow-up, which I've actually rolled that out to my other clients that I've had before working with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how that tool has been in front of me for years.
Right.
I never, it's one of those, there's 1,000 ways to skin the cat, and I didn't know that was a way.
Exactly. It's crazy. So what other courses have you been in? Like, you don't have to give names, but have you done like SEO courses or like paid traffic? Like what other
things? Any of them. I mean, you can think of the other 3-letter acronyms that are super expensive. I've been in those ones, and they all work, but I thought I was always looking for the magic bullet kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I go out? I don't care what a PBN is. I don't care what anchor text is. I know it because I have to sell it, but I don't care.
Right.
I wanted to buy a course and be like, look, here's a funnel of how to get a client. And guess what? There's in the LMV.
Yeah.
Don't think, follow the instructions. And then when I turned that on, I had like 6 booked calls or something like that in a matter of a day. Yeah, it's crazy. But I switched from doing the paid traffic to just the cold, just to see
how it goes.
Yeah, and so far it's been working really well.
So so we go through like client getting another thing that we wanted to make sure in our program that kind of is different from a lot of programs is really hammer home on the client acquisition.
Yeah,
because ultimately that's what everybody fails at. People can do the click of the button and pull the funnel in and set it up and get it going, but the client acquisition is the hardest part. So we go through a ton of different ones. So would you say that the cold emails has been working? That's been the best thing so far?
Yeah, that's been giving me the best results just for the effort. I actually outsourced that to somebody else. And I basically taught him the skeleton version of it, wrote everything, and he's got a system where he can send out all the emails, and he does it and forwards them to me, and it's been working phenomenally. The only reason, and the paid traffic has been working great too. The only reason I turned it off is because I just ran out of budget for it.
Yeah, time and budget.
Yeah.
So what's your goal? What's your goal here
with working for myself?
Yeah, like what are you gonna do?
I've already retired my wife. She was a first grade school teacher, so not making much money. So there's not much to replace there.
Where are you from?
Indiana.
What do they make in Indiana? Like 20 grand, 30 grand?
34 was what she was making.
34. Okay.
So I make enough in my day job where she doesn't have to work, but it's nice money to have. So I've replaced that with the clients that I have. So now she's at home with both the kids. We don't have to pay for daycare, and I have a teacher raising my kids full time. What's wrong with that? And then, for my day job, last year I flew 480,000 miles in a year.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, and 20,000 more. I would have had, $500,000 club. Of course I missed it. but I want to get, obviously I want to be at home. I don't, I like to travel. I like to eat, expensive meals on the company dollar, but I'm missing baseball games and first steps. And I'm upstairs right now. I could be working. I'm going to be working right now. Everyone's asleep. And then in the daytime, I'm playing Play-Doh and bubbles and everything that a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but that's
the goal. So, and again, I don't want to ask what you make during the day, but
go ahead. I make my base is 75,000 and I get a good commission. So last year I almost did 100,000.
Okay. So you need 10,000 a month ultimately.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now what I make after taxes is about, it's right here in front of me. It's $4,500. So if I get to $5,000 a month, I replace my income, and that's 3 clients, and I've got 9 proposals out right now. And
man, you're almost there.
Pretty sure 3 of them is I can at least get 1 of them. So right now I've got a proposal out for a dentist for $3,000 a month that we did a trial. The trial was successful. They're just waiting to pay me. I've had 3 clients that have since that before this program that went quiet on me that I actually wrote down the script that you give us in an email format and sent them. And they want another proposal. They're ready to get going again.
There we go.
And then I just got I just had a conversation today with a partner, one of 3 of a loan officer company that told me, if this trial works, he's going to roll it out to his 15 other employees.
I did see that.
The same amount for each one of these employees. Now I'm not going to try. I'll bundle it, but I'll make it seem like a good deal. But I mean, that's life changing. That's my mortgage. I can move into a mansion.
so, and one thing that because I don't, again, and I said this in my live when I asked for people to interview, I might use this it could be for marketing, or that's why I didn't want to say your name, or on our Hall of Fame page, whatever it might be. But for anybody who's watching this, the difference, I always say this, the difference between what we do and what all the other ones do is the fact is that I actually am interested in utilizing you for ourselves, right? So, for example, this is kind of 2-step. So utilizing you. So we may even need to use you or some of our other students for sales, right? You're good on the phone?
Yeah.
Right. So we obviously want to build our own agency because we actually walk the walk instead of all the other bullshit that everybody says and does, right? They sell a course on how to do Facebook ads, but they don't run Facebook ads.
Yeah. Yeah, they make money from selling courses.
Exactly. And the second thing is that, like, for example, if you land this guy, right, 11 loan officers, and you want to make sure that you impress the hell out of them, Jason and I have absolutely no problem jumping on board and making sure that happens for you, right?
Yeah, well, I've got your number now. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, so exactly. But I'm saying, because ultimately, this is our goal in this entire thing is to create $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 earners, because that's why we put this together. I've been through hell and back when it came to finances, right? I was a teacher.
Yeah.
I was a principal or vice principal. Then, I have some rental properties, and I freaking built a house that I shouldn't have built, and I had a $4,000 a month mortgage, and yada, yada, yada. And it sucked. It was horrible. And I know what people go through with that. So I love nothing more than knowing that this brings freedom to people.
Yeah.
So I think this is awesome, right? So I interview a lot of people, not a lot, actually, probably 30 or 40 people.
Yeah.
And the reason why I do it, yes, we use it for marketing. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the main reason is just to make sure that what we're doing and what we're delivering is actually living up to the price that we charge and living up to people like you. So
to tell you, this is the best money I've spent, hands down. I was on the payment plan, so I paid half up front and got into it, and then within like 3 days, I paid the rest of it.
Done. Yeah. So what are you at now with clients?
So right now I don't have the budget in front of me. About $5,000 on net.
You're making $5,000 a month from clients right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I outsource that a lot, and I've got to watch that new training video you just sent out of who to outsource to, because the company I was outsourcing to, they changed up their plans and pricing, and that's not going to fly. So We're going to fix that.
Fix that. Just go to that section and do that.
Yep. I'm sure there's somebody I can get a hold of.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Wow.
I think, you've got the 10K club.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to order a shirt for me soon.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because what I I didn't want to be like, we didn't want to be like everybody else with the shirt, the whole 10K club shirt. So what I do is I interview the people who reach it.
Yeah.
And I like customize or get something that matches your lifestyle. Like, for example, oh God, what's his name? The last guy I gave it to, Josh. He loves bourbon. He loves whiskey. So I got him like a personalized, I bought him some whiskey and I got him like a personalized flask and a big, a big flask glass.
Oh yeah.
Like a crystal glass thing. So yeah. So when you get there, I'll jump back on with you and see what your life is about.
Hopefully it will be, I've never had this much in my pipeline before that I am this confident is going to be money in my pocket.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, and this is just kind of saying the worst thing that happens, as long as you stay in the client getting, okay?
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, I'll interrupt you. I'm speaking of the client getting, because that script that you teach us is so good, I've actually reached out to other people that are in these SEO groups that are in foreign countries that have an accent. But look, I will do your sales for you. I will use this script because I know it works.
Right.
I'll take a small amount residual, but you're not going to get somebody in Kansas City to close a guy who's got an Indian accent. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's just not, because those guys get beat to death and they're racist about it. So
yeah,
I'll be the middleman. I've got no problem doing that because I know, the people I work with they don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, and if you are comfortable with that kind of stuff, you're just going to explode. Because even if you're a chop shop, you can be a chop shop, and I don't recommend it. Meaning, like, you land a client, you don't get them results, and they're gone in a month or two.
Yeah.
But you can always get more clients.
Yeah.
So you literally can make thousands of dollars even if every client leaves after 2 months, because it'll just compound.
But it's, I'm always awful at making my own leads, but once I've got their email and phone number, I'll get them eventually.
Yeah, there you go. So what's your number one piece of advice for anybody new who's coming in?
They should refer to this course as How to Make Money as a Digital Marketer for Dummies.
There you go.
Because that's literally what it is. It's absolutely, I'm going to sound like a cult member, but trust in the process. I'm not kidding. Put your headphones in, listen to video 1 and do it. Don't watch the whole course from start to finish. Don't, watch it 3-4 times. Watch video 1 for a minute, hit pause, do what he said.
Yeah.
Watch video the second minute, hit pause, do what he said.
Yep.
I've got a couple of monitors up here. I've got the video playing on one and I'm doing it in the middle.
Perfect.
And that's it. And I've got, everything that was taught is written down step 1, 2, all the way down here. So whenever a new client comes in,
bam,
this is what I do.
Exactly.
And it's hands down the best that I've ever been a part of.
Much appreciation. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it for you guys. You're changing our lives.
I hope so, because that's what we stay up late and wake up early for.
Yeah.
So,
good.
And in the end, we're compensated based on the value we give out, and we know that. And It's interesting how the universe works, because I never believed when people would tell you that, the more value you give, the more compensation you get. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just got to make a sale. I just got to make a sale.
Yeah.
It truly isn't that. You're going to find that even in the client getting. You're good to your loan officers. You get them leads. You even give them a couple extra. All of a sudden, they send you to somebody else and another person, and then they stay forever. I had a mortgage client for 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
I had him for.
Well, it's
$5,000 a month.
Same thing in the Facebook group. I've never been in a group that people share openly so much. I mean, that video that I gave, when I first joined, I figured, this is gonna burn me, and it didn't. It was that expanding on the Craigslist system that you guys showed, how to script it. And I showed everybody how to do that. And I've heard of other people closing clients from that. It's like, that feels damn good.
Feels good to give back. Absolutely.
I wasn't going to close them, so why not?
And you know what the best thing is too about this whole thing is that competition. There is none, because there's hundreds of thousands of towns in different states and suburbs and areas. And even if you're in the same area, like I have 3 people that are within 20 miles of me. Mm-hmm. We've never run into each other one time, So
I don't think there's anybody in Indiana, but there might be.
There might be. You don't even know about it because you know what? Sad enough, most people don't take action.
Well, we don't have internet out here, so
Why not?
they don't do it in cornfields for some reason.
Oh, jeez. The Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers, yeah. Yeah.
Good basketball. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, man. I know it's so. What time is it there?
I'm in Eastern time. I'm right on the line.
So it's
9:20 for me too.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I appreciate your time. I know the kids are running around and it's exhausting, but you're burning the midnight oil. It's going to pay off. And I want to know when you hit 10K, if you land those 11 or whatever loan officers, post in the group your wins. It helps people. It encourages people. Yeah. And I appreciate you giving back as well, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for everything you guys do. It's like I said earlier, it's seriously life-changing.